Today could be the first episode of the 5th season and also the very last episode of the podcast altogether.
Dude, we've got the guardrails are off. Phil is not in attendance.
Yeah, you might not have noticed that.
And we've opened the phone line, so...
Full transparency, Phil doesn't even know that we're doing this right now.
And none of us are PR trends, so this is going to be...
Yeah.
Elia's an enabler. He's looking... He looks for the content, so he's...
We got to introduce everybody to Elia. So this is
the man behind the scenes.
Man behind the scenes.
Elia worked hard on something, and Phil didn't think it was appropriate to release it.
I want you to know...
To the public.
He's a better friend to you than you are to him.
Oh.
Because...
What are some of the non-negotiable behaviors or qualities that you guys look for in the people that you surround yourself with? Also, you know, with the people that you guys are hiring then too.
You sort of live with, they're like, you know, almost roommates. It's like getting married, the amount of time that you spend when you're building cars. And
you cannot be able to be offended, but being full-blown offended and then reacting a certain way because you're offended. But if you're offended and you're going to act a certain way or if something rubbed you the wrong way, doesn't have to be offended. But if something rubbed you the wrong way or you dislike something, if you're too easily offended and then you don't have the conversations when somebody pisses you off.
Yeah. Josh tends to be long-winded, but basically what he's saying is just don't hire. That's it. That's simple.
That's 100%. I wanted to say that so many times. But
I've always said you guys need to do what's on your wrist.
Well, Phil's not here, and Phil's are all fake. Those are...
I don't know who this is, but we'll come in.
What we got next?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wow, what's up, boys?
As in my
grief.
I can't hear him. We've got a technical delay.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry. Trent Lewis is next.
Welcome back. Another episode of Oil and Whiskey. I brought welcome back. I got off of it for a little bit. It's
not really another episode. It's
the new.
It's the episode. It's
the episode. This is an episode. This is the this is season 5, episode 1.
We're
5.
Somebody's phone's going.
Man.
It's on vibrate.
Season 1 and
it gets close to Phil
and then
it
screws
becomes
everything up. I know.
It just becomes obnoxious.
Yeah.
Even the vibration.
That's the loudest vibration I've ever heard.
Let's just forget about that. A terrible way to open this.
Terrible way. We were talking about this the other day. I think we lost a year or two because it doesn't seem like 4 years. This is the start of the 5th year.
I definitely lost 2 years. Was it Bryson we were talking about? We were talking to somebody.
Yeah.
That was inquiring about how many episodes we've done. Maybe it was Levi. And we've broke 200 episodes in 4 years.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like that. Which is a good thing because it means it's still been fun.
What do we have to show for
Nothing.
it besides a shit ton of empty bottles of liquor and liver damage.
We've had some fun.
And we've met some really cool people.
We've had some fun and some great conversations.
It's been a blast, man. I've really enjoyed doing it. Looking forward to the new season.
Yeah, so we wanted to kick the new season off a couple different ways. One, we wanted to take a little bit of time and reflect on this great last year we've had, and then looking to the future, we're going to do something new. Today could be the first episode of the 5th season and also the very last episode of the podcast altogether, depending on how today goes, because we've opened it up to listeners to call in.
Yeah. Dude, we've got the guardrails are off. Phil is not in attendance.
Yeah, you might not have noticed that.
And we've opened the phone line, so it is just, dude, it's like we've taken the restrictor plate off.
Yeah, in full transparency, Phil doesn't even know that we're doing this right now.
And none of us are PR trends, so this is going to be...
This is a fucking start of a train wreck.
I'm expecting him to burst in any moment and be like, what are you guys doing?
What happened to Phil? Where's...
Phil's not here.
Yeah, not here, and it's unfortunate. Dude, I actually got the news of what exactly happened, and it's not good. You know, he had that meniscus thing going on his knee.
Yeah.
And then, the pickleball deal, obviously, he's getting better and better. It's getting more and more competitive. Thought that they were eliminated. He's in New York, actually, competing.
He's going to kill you.
Made the shot of a lifetime And then I guess what happened, my mom actually told me about this. She texted me a video. Phil went up and did one of those, that like ESPN thing that da-na-na.
Yeah.
And he did like and
he came down
and just hyperextended the knee.
Really?
Yeah. And he's out for
gone.
Yeah. I think he's hanging it up. No more pickleball for Phil.
He doesn't need to
Barrington
be
brawlers are a thing of the
over.
past. And no Phil tonight.
Well, we're gonna miss him, but I don't know if we would have the freedom to do what we think we'll be able to do today. If the smarter, more responsible one is in the room.
That's why we replaced him with Elia.
Yeah.
Elia's an enabler. He looks for the content. So
we got to introduce everybody to Elia. So this is
the man behind the scenes.
Man behind the scenes, the one. I was thinking about this coming on. This could go one of two ways for you. So
I think it'll go well.
Yeah, I know. But it could go two ways. Everybody's going to realize now that this is the talent behind the podcast, right? Oh. So this is like, oh, now it makes sense. Or the group of people that are like, that podcast sucks and is shit. They're going to be like, all right, well, so he's the one that makes.
Yeah, it's definitely not the host. It's got to be the way it's produced.
In reality, Elia is the one that makes us look. And this is going to. We don't look that good, but imagine what it would be like if it wasn't for Elia behind the scenes.
If it were just like a webcam that was just rolling.
This would be bad.
It'd be bad.
Yeah. How long? So when we generally record, we give you about 6 to 7 hours worth of raw footage, right? Because of how many takes we have to do. And then you have to go through and you cleaned it up well.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, it's not that difficult. You guys do a great job. So
he's earning that Christmas bonus.
But on the media side, having you here is great, dude. Everybody talks about the RS media. There was a clear jump in the quality. And what are we going on? We're over 2 years now. 3 years?
Wow, it's been 4. But
Holy shit. We lose. Well, that tracks with me thinking I only do the podcast for 2 years. So I'm way off base there, but clearly there was a huge step up in our game media wise, and everybody took notice, and you're the guy that made that happen, man. You all those cool little drive-in videos that, like Josh said, they'd usually be not palatable and probably not watchable, but you do a great job of making me look halfway decent in those. And
you do a great job of. You do a little bit of accentuation on the lines that you know are going to get some.
I know, it gets me in trouble.
some good comments on YouTube, right. Where it's just like a half zoom in on the face when he's out. And another thing about long beds, like, oh, here we go. That's going to get some content.
But good to have you, man. Appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you. Really good job. You've done an amazing job on the media side, amazing job on the podcast side, and you definitely make us look better than we really are, which is not great. This year has been, past year, it's a new year. This past year has been another banger year for the podcast. I would say that last year was the best year to date for the podcast, for the amount of guests, the quality of the guests. I do think that people are learning too. Like,
what do you mean?
As much as the ones that come on and say, "Oh, I've never listened to an episode," and then they also they know all the questions that are coming. They're getting more and more comfortable, even ones that we haven't had on before. I think that's because they've watched enough of them to realize that it's not like that big of a deal. So there's no stigma there. But the conversations have gotten just better and better.
I think for sure, just attraction, being more aware of the podcast, people being more aware, but also you got to give yourself some credit because you have gotten way better at interviewing people and getting people comfortable.
I appreciate that.
Which is not easy, especially for guys in this particular industry.
It's about the only thing that I'll compliment you on, dude. Like in your entire career.
Clip it.
Is you are good at this. Like,
I appreciate it.
It's your fucking calling, man. I mean, not a lot of other things do you excel at, or really anything for that matter that I can think of. But
nothing like a Jeremy Gerber compliment. I'm telling you what.
We're going to isolate it. We're focusing in on like it's one strong compliment.
One strong compliment.
Yeah, we don't need
shrouded
to
in
we
hope.
don't need to dilute it with and you're also like a great little carpenter, and you fabricate so well, and
Let's just keep it on track.
You shine at this, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. I think we've all gotten a lot better and a lot more comfortable. It is it's unique, like you said, in this industry, and finding it's difficult. Everybody has got preconceived notions coming in. They want to present themselves rightfully so in the best manner, and that's great. We want to do that, but we also we want to have some conversations. We want to get to the feeling side of things or the mental side of things, and that everybody goes through. It's you can listen to all kinds of podcasts for buzzwords and business. 10-minute podcasts of do this and you'll be successful in business. This industry in itself and the people in it are a little more nuanced than that, and there's people at all different stages of life in this industry listening, and I think it's important to get through some of that stuff. But it's a journey. You got to dig for it every single time.
Life's a garden. Dig it.
Dig it. That's what they say. Podcast's been great. Some great episodes. If you had to guess, I'm going to ask both of you guys, if you were to pick one right now, top of your head, this last year, your most enjoyable conversation that we had. We can run through some of them too.
Dude, that's tough.
I know it's tough.
Again, that's
going to offend at least one person.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be the best podcast, but there's conversations that you leave that you're like, man, that's more than I thought. Had more fun.
There weren't any bad ones.
No.
I'd say we had some amazing guests. Some of them were like, here you go, as you're looking through, like Michael Good, PRI president.
That's a good one.
We had never met him before.
No.
He's a guy in a pretty high position, so you go into that, you really don't know what to expect. Those are the kind of ones that are maybe a little like intimidating,
Right.
But sitting down and talking to him, that was awesome. Like an incredibly sharp guy, super down to earth, had fun doing that when I wouldn't have thought that it would have been like a lot there to unpack, right?
Yeah, but there was.
Yeah.
It was. It's cool when it's a cool car guy too, and he kind of gets all the different sides. He's been in the industry a while.
God, look at all those, man.
Yeah, Craig's stories were the best too.
Craig was awesome.
Metros was awesome. It was
we had to get him out of his shell. We had to crack him a little bit.
Yeah.
It took a little digging.
Slow roll, but unbelievable, man.
Yeah, there's been some good ones.
The remote episodes were rad.
I tell you,
that was fun.
DJ Russell's was good. I think he might win in the cop story.
It's always going to be hard to beat Tim Palazzola. The attempted murder, getting framed for that one just sticks with me.
It does.
But yeah, he had a good one.
We definitely we were on the fast track with the designers. I mean, we had
a lot of designers.
Yeah, we had the head designer from GM. We had the head designer from Stellantis, Dodge, Mopar. We had the head designer from Ford.
Yeah.
At all different times in their careers.
The head designer from the Roadstershop wanted to do it, but I think
we got to make that happen.
I told him I'd shot him out 100 times before people demanded he be on the podcast.
He needs to be on.
We'll start a marketing campaign to force him. Him and Mike are the two guys that we're going to force to do it.
Be a great episode.
Chris Gray and Mike O'Brien on the podcast. It's coming this year. You've heard it first.
Little tidbit about Tom Peters. When he was here, that's like the idol for me. Mm-hmm. It was too chicken shit to go and say.
Were you really?
I don't know what it was. It was just like starstruck. I couldn't muster up the courage to go say hello.
What was your? You've had to listen to every single one, unfortunately for you. But which one sticks out for you? Fun, insightful, whatever reason.
Probably the Craig Metros one. I mean, the Ford GT stories were awesome to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the most gripping from start to finish while I was editing.
We just scratched the surface too. There's so much more to get into. So many other cars. The new Bronco launched. There's so many other things, which he's going to come back out and do it again. Nice. That's some of those ones you just have much information.
What was the one that required the most editing?
Vinny. Vinny.
That was the most off the rails.
It was easy. It was easy. He answered that like that.
Yeah, that has burned a hole in my brain for sure.
That was a long one, wasn't it?
It was a long one, and then we didn't even that wasn't even the end of the night. The night carried on.
Where did
after
we go
that.
from there?
We went to dinner.
That's right. And then back to your place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rally.
It was. It was a fun night.
Huh. Yeah, for you guys. Not
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, 6 hours.
Oh, yeah, because you had to turn and burn that one too, didn't you?
Yes, it was less than a week, and it was the most amount of editing in the entirety of the 4 seasons.
And
not a single, that was a long episode, and he did not a single shout out of his own shop. He's a terrible marketer.
That's why he's got Eden.
Yes,
she
tried to do a better job.
That was the takeaway from that entire episode, is that Vinny is not a marketer.
Yeah.
He never once mentioned his shop or anything.
Well, in full transparency, he had told me for months prior leading up to it, the only reason I'm doing it is because you're asking me. And just be forewarned, I'm not talking about car stuff, and I'm not even talking about my shop. We're just going to tell fun stories. And that's the only thing I'm planning on doing. I was like, well, dude, you probably need to talk more about your shop and stuff. That's kind of the point. And but at the same time, I mean, I respect. He's like, if you want me to do something, you'll find me.
Yeah.
Like,
that's his brand. It works.
It is.
It fits him.
Fun time. Nothing will still, this wasn't this year, but the one that's still is burned in my memory that we have to give him a second chance is Zach at Z-Rods. That's the only person we've broke. We've had some drunk ones, but that's the only person that we've broke. And he needs another shot to redeem himself.
All right, this season.
It was a great episode. And
it's a very good. It was good. He's an interesting guy that's got a lot of talent, building a lot of unique things. So I think he's in a sober sort of mind. I think he'd have a lot to contribute about what he does and how he does it.
There's something coming from their shop here in just a few short weeks as well that everybody will be probably be awed by. So it might be timely to have him right after something such as that.
Round 2. Let's set it up.
Yeah, let's do it. Roadstershop wise, big year as well. What stands out that was some bangers from the Roadstershop this year?
Oh man, a lot. It's again just like looking back at the podcast, you sort of forget. You're so, at least I am. I'm always so focused on like just not dwelling on that thing that you just accomplished, but on to the next thing. So it's kind of tough. But like chassis wise, I mean, entering into some of that later model stuff, the Fox body, and more recently the 3rd gen Camaros, that was a big accomplishment, I think, for RS. I mean, it definitely took the chassis. Good God.
I apologize. I didn't realize I was going to start playing right when I turned it on.
Took the chassis engineering sort of to the next level. I think it's showing our progression.
Yep.
That we continue to get better, continue to sort of change things up, and we're not following the same recipe of just kind of duplicating what was and just checking the box for new models. Everything's getting a lot better. And sort of behind the scenes, there's a lot of integration of new components in all those chassis that anything that, I mean, you and I are pretty aligned on this, that isn't 100% perfect. You're always going to find things that come up just a little bit short.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're handcuffed, you're constrained to what's available. Taking that extra step to make every aspect of that chassis as good as it can be, I think was a major undertaking in 2025. And you're going to sort of see a lot of that stuff roll out in 26, which
it's been a huge, I guess, like guiding star over probably the past year and a half was kind of internally we changed I don't know if we changed the mentality, but we're a little bit more open-minded to it. We're probably a little bit more mature. We've probably seen how the market's going. There's used to be, this is the way it needed to be done, and this is the stance that needed to be done for the looks, blah, blah. If you can't figure out how to do your fab side of things, then maybe you shouldn't be doing this anyway, right? Not saying that, but that was kind of some of the thought. Is like, well, this takes a lot of work. This takes a lot of fab, and the mentality of make it a little bit easy, make it harder on us on the front side, on the engineering design, definitely harder on the fab shop side to build it, but faster to completion for a shop or a homeowner, and offering some more of those solutions for that all-in-one package, be able to bolt that in. It's definitely been a shift of like,
been a big shift.
It's
I think the place that the industry's at right now allows us to do that, which I love it, because sort of gone are the days of having to show off every single fabricated part that you've done, like in a gallery on Instagram, that every trans tunnel had to be a masterpiece. Every package tray had to be if you're building floors, you've got to just totally disregard the hours put in it and only focus on making them as cool as you possibly can. Seems like the industry's sort of caught on to that. Like, we want to drive well-built, well-engineered, nice cars, that the enjoyment is more so in the driving experience and having a completed car and getting there quicker than it is just looking at cool shit on Instagram, which it has allowed us to sort of manufacture more things that we can crank out firewall panels, trans tunnels, wheel tubs, floor kits. Complete floor kits is something that we've really scaled on perimeter chassis, and it's nice stuff. It's, presents very well, but
by no means does that mean that the quality is less than, right? I want to make sure that people understand there's not a fine line. There's a huge difference in a very well fabricated, TIG welded, metal finished, package tray to wheel tub integration and stuff like that. That's done well, done in a timely manner, being aware of the customer's budget and making sure that it's structurally sound and it looks good, and we would put our stamp of approval. There's that. Then there's the completely hand fabricated package tray with the tank rolled countersunk 6x9s, hand bucked rivets. It's like, I get it. Like, that's quality, that's talent, that's awesome. But to what end? Yeah. Unless the customer said, let's go all out, show off, show me what you can do on the package tray. Show me what you can do on the underside of the truck. Sometimes, like you said, for so long it was just showing off to your peers at the expense of a customer, and those days are gone.
Yeah, I think by and large, industry's heading in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction in regards to that, and that's been good. But
I want to ask you something about the chassis.
Sure.
The Fox body chassis, we talked about for a while before that. I mean, probably 6-7 years about the Fox body, and when and how. Yeah. And like, ooh, probably not. Or maybe, and all that. And then I know you were studying one and you're like, yep, I think I got some ideas. And you and Mike sat down and knocked something out. Wild success. Was fucking amazing. The engineering challenges that presented themselves and the solutions that those challenges presented to the public, I think were amazing. Everybody's seen how awesome that is. Fox body's taken off. We're selling a shit ton of them. I think that we're just scratching the surface of that.
Yep.
Coming off of that, 3rd gen.
Yep.
You're like, yep, absolutely. Makes sense. Next progression. The level of challenges that you and Mike overcame with the Fox body, how much confidence did that give you in the 3rd gen? And then once you started digging into the 3rd gen and realized how different of an animal, because there was a time of like, oh yeah, 3rd gen is going to happen, not a big deal. I remember we looked at some stuff. Oh yeah, we can do this, this, and this. And then it was like a little bit of radio silence for a while, like in the lab. Yeah. And I want to know, like, well, we already said it could be done. We got to do it.
So the progression on that's interesting, because if you look back, like, I wrote it off. We built it as a perimeter frame, cut the whole floor out perimeter frame for a long time.
Physically impossible.
So we did the first one of probably 5-6 years ago. And just knowing, we scanned the car and everything. And back then, I looked at it, Mike looked at it. There was no way. It is physically impossible to put a bolt-on chassis on it. Now, fast forward, we get through the Fox body, and Lance, our customer, he was sort of poking at me that he's got one. Him and his son have a 3rd gen, and they want to do a chassis under it. And I just kind of like kept him at bay until the time was right. And then I said, just send the car in and we'll do it. So to your point, like going into confidence level.
You'd already said you were going to do it too.
More like your confidence. This is more Josh confidence going in. This is well,
that's what I was trying to get.
This was like Conor McGregor walking into, they're like, dude, I fucking got this. Like, piece of cake, right? Scanned it, and the reality, it was a tough one. I mean,
not a piece of cake.
Not a piece of cake. Both Mike and I scratched our head quite a bit. I mean, Mike's the talent behind this, no question about it. But I pushed the hell out of him, right? Because I know he can get there, and we can get there. It's like you always start off getting into those things, and you instantly are ready to make concessions. Like, dude, it's just like the existing A-arm's not going to work. The knuckle assembly's not going to work. So, like, here's where we're at. We got to cut this. And I think just being
then as soon as you decide to clean sheet some of that stuff, then it opens the floodgates. Well, if we're going to make that, then we could do it this and solve this problem.
It's just, I think the two of us both sort of, challenge each other and bounce ideas off of each other, and these things, they just sort of like, they snowball, they evolve.
Yeah.
And you realize that what you started with and what you finished with are two totally different animals. What you started with was something that would probably be like 2 weeks of cutting, and it's like you're quick to throw in the towel to say, just yard the front rails out because then we could do this. And you're sort of focusing on processes, right? Because you're thinking like, we don't want to deviate from the existing spec. We have jigs. We have people that are well versed in making this. There's a control arm jig. We don't want a whole new bill of materials. I'm really good at saying fuck that and throwing that stuff out the door.
Yeah, you are. You're great.
Mike is sometimes more conscious of that and reluctant to do so. The finished product's always better when you throw that out the door.
Yeah.
And we clean sheeted it, and that thing just evolved, and we got there, and what he did on it's amazing. And the finished product, it's absolutely, I'm super proud of it. It's made me an absolute believer in those cars. It's a car that, again, never been a fan of that car personally. Like, I'm not going to say that harshly.
No.
Like, disrespectfully. That car just never really appealed to me. If you walk out on the shop floor right now and you see that car sitting on the chassis with that new forge line wheel that we designed, it's fucking badass. Like,
it is.
The way those tires fit and tuck right in there, it looks super high end. You look at things and you see that it's like, that's got bolt-on arms, or it's got like this bolt-on kit, and seeing that, it's a bone stock now car that it's a high end, almost exotic looking piece that just looks so bitchin'. So I
think a couple of vehicles need to be built to kind of see that stuff. But I think more importantly, for whatever reason, the Fox body chassis was like understood more, like instantly understood, where it was like very limited explanation needed to go in. Yeah. Which was surprising because I thought that it was going to have to be significant more explanation of like this, and this, but it was instant of like, oh, I get it. You did this, and you did this, and this, and everybody, it flooded with very limited, detailed explanation. The Camaro's the other way around. There's still a lot of explanation that I think needs to be done for everybody to understand.
Historically, look at
that's the way it generally is.
But the Fox body's long been one of the most modified vehicles, like probably of all time.
More real, intimate knowledge with them than.
And there's parts that exist. There's aftermarket stuff that's been around for a long time. The Camaro's been a tough one. Like, it's a hurdle for a lot of stuff.
You can't even put exhaust on one, let alone
headers, exhaust, anything. Like, they're a challenge. So I don't think as many people have modified them to that level. Like, you look, there's a lot of Fox bodies out there that are
every different direction. Race car, drag car,
six-figure cars. Yeah. Deep into the six figures for like drag car stuff and Coyote swaps, twin turbos. I mean, guys there's been 6 speeds and 10R80s in them.
Yeah.
For a while.
They've been playing with them for a while.
We're not exactly changing the game there.
Makes a lot of sense.
So I think that's the biggest difference between the two. I knew at least going into it that third gen, I hate to use the word ahead of its time because there's been guys out there doing stuff, but that car just hasn't arrived yet, but it will.
The trend. Yeah. It's coming. I think there's some cars coming this year that's going to change that. And I mean, everybody's looking for the next.
Well, you're talking about building more cars, and you want to talk about what's coming this year.
Yeah.
What do you got shaking? You got something in the works, right?
Oh, yeah, that'll be talked about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's top secret then.
Right this second. Okay. It's top secret. It's coming. We got a couple of things that are top secret, but they're coming. That's a teaser, if you will. Stay tuned. There'll be lots of breaking news coming soon.
So we're just recapping. We're not talking about the bad stuff coming in.
This is okay. We'll recap that. Yeah, just looking back.
This is all shit that's happened.
This is all shit that has happened.
It's happened. This would be the section, like when I fire up Landman, this is the
recap.
Skip the recap button.
Right, but don't skip the recap. Just break the news.
Okay. We don't want to give him anything?
No, we can.
It's all right.
There'll be a time to launch. We got people in the, hold on.
Hot Rod Shop. We didn't talk anything about, there's a whole Hot Rod Shop here that sort of.
We're going to get, that's where I was,
Is that where you're going?
How many people we got in the?
2, 4, 5.
People are waiting. All right. Okay. We got some time to talk about the Hot Rod Shop. One of the big things in the Hot Rod Shop that we just finished up was the blue C10.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which specifically comes into play about the new core ECU from HP Tuners.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep. So the core ECU, we have long been chatting with HP Tuners.
For a while.
Before we knew anything about it, we just knew of it and simply knew that it was a sexy looking little box, right? It was a nice looking ECU.
And if it was coming from HP Tuners, it must have the good shit on the inside that needs to have.
Sort of had the allure of like, what is this? It's got to be awesome. Hasn't been a lot of standalone options for our industry out there. So we hooked up with them. Again, we talk all the time. We got a great relationship with those guys right down the street. And that core ECU, it just puts together a total package that's got amazing traction control, all designed in the USA, right here in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. 15 minutes from our shop. Supports everything GM. I mean, it really supports anything. If you're doing anything outside of the GM platform, even exotic stuff. You're just going to keep pumping that.
I don't know why it does that.
We've got a great project that's extra cylinders, more than 8, that's coming down the pipeline, and HP Tuners is going to support that through their core ECU.
Is it more than 10?
It is more than 10. It's more than 10 and less than 16. Okay. But they handle everything from the wiring harnesses. Product still sort of in the early stages, but it's all out there.
It is. It's out there
great
running
piece.
Vehicles.
We integrated into that C10, worked with HP's team on dyno tuning. We've got Tyler's Ispar all up to speed on it. A lot of other tuners out there getting up to speed. It's becoming more and more mainstream, and all in all, a great success, and really made that truck what it is. So moving forward, looking forward to more and more integrations of that core ECU with HP.
Basically, that for the less detailed, less knowledgeable than yourself. This is basically the GM air quotes ECU that everybody's long wished that ECU would have done this, would have done this, would have done this, that they had to look at other aftermarket solutions to be able to do that. Some of the things weren't up to GM OE standards. This bridges that gap. This is surpassing GM OE standards on the hardware and allowing you to do some really custom trick things that I mean, let's face it, just 5, 6, 7 years ago would have been like pie in the sky dreams.
Yeah. I mean, we've done countless Survivor builds, all with GM ECUs tuned through HP tuners, but you sort of reach a limitation of what you can do with them. So as you start getting more and more horsepower,
more and more throttle bodies,
you're getting more speeds in the transmission, more exotic things in that motor on the intake side and everything. You just reach the limitations of what a GM ECU is going to do for you and what you can sort of mess with. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what the core ECU does. Just next level, man.
Awesome. On the Hot Rod Shop side of things, lots of cars built and being built.
Yeah.
Have been built and are still being built. Bangers this year. First thing that pops to your head.
Bangers.
Most fun.
Bangers this year that have been completed.
I don't care.
The C10's one of the most fun to drive, right? That step side 60.
Got some videos on
68
on the
C10
YouTube about
thing
that.
Was
the ultimate Uber, 1,000 horsepower Survivor Series C10.
Just a heck of a lot of fun. The Cord 37 Cord, I personally loved the car. Just loved everything that went into it.
That was a killer video.
Yeah.
Really good video.
Again, all Elia.
God,
You know,
stop this.
I can't
just so
believe
many
you wouldn't do
little-
the fedora.
we slid that one in. We were getting ready to deliver it, so
He should have done the fedora.
it was like with 2 minutes notice, we jumped in.
All those fedoras you own, and you couldn't have grabbed one.
That would have been more of a cap than a fedora, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean,
In a
yeah.
car like that, I thought
That's
of,
Dick Tracy era. Dick Tracy wore a fedora.
I thought of like a tuxedo T-shirt or something. Just to,
Yeah.
I watch a lot like Jonathan Ward, who builds a great product, does a lot of good videos. He's got, I like what he does.
The wool 5-piece suit.
He's a little more eccentric than me. Like he sort of accessorizes himself with each car. I think it's just not me, and I don't know. If there ever was a car, it should have been that one.
Yeah.
And I sort of dropped the ball on it.
Yeah, you did. Cord, great. C10, amazing. Some other good videos. But car-wise, so several Survivor Legends trucks went out.
A lot of Blazers.
A lot of Blazers.
A lot of K5s.
And those are like, that's funny if you stop and think about how many of those came through the shop, went to the customer, are driving all over the place without like your general 5 years ago, a car's being completed, it's going to a show, it runs the thing, and it's, it's you can't paint it, and then now the car's gone. Like they get built, they get test drove, then they get shipped to the customer, and you sometimes forget about, like, oh shit, that was this year. Oh yeah, we built that one. Oh yeah, that one's built. And they're just driving them like daily drivers, like they're supposed to.
They're just piling the miles on them. But I think a lot of 25 was sort of gearing up for 26. There's some really cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff.
Crossing the finish line now. Another Legend K20 crew cab.
Yep.
Duramax diesel truck.
What's the name of that one?
I don't know yet. That's the last thing that we've got to do is name it, and that's the hardest part of building a vehicle, is putting a name on it.
Yeah.
But it's like the patinaed one we did, the same platform. A few things have changed. It's just taken to the next level. More refined, completely painted, all the trims plated. It's sort of your Denali version of that truck, and that one's not too far from the finish line. Killer Fox body that's following that up. And then, not that it will be done in 26, but a big push here in 26 is this sort of semi-top secret multi-cylindered project that's powered by the HP Tuner's Core ECU that's got a lot of other really cool things in it. So keep your eye out once we turn that from engineering files and SolidWorks models to metal.
To real things.
We'll start pumping it out there.
We've got some enthusiastic, I hope, listeners, fans.
Either
that have called in.
enthusiastic or pissed off.
Who do you think?
There's going to be an Australian dude on there somewhere that's not going to be happy with you. I can guarantee that.
At the end of the day, we'll do a tally. How many people, who gets more shots thrown at them? Me or you?
You. Absolutely you.
Why do you say that? Everyone knows you're the meanest one on here. How would I get shots?
Because I think most of these people are in my corner, to be honest.
Okay. I did get some hate on the Biggie comment.
Oh, big
you
time,
got it from
dude.
me too.
You got it from Chris also.
Yeah.
Chris was
Terrible
not
take.
fucking happy with that.
No,
That's honestly probably one of the worst things you've said in the 4 years of
You
doing this.
enabled that too. That was a joint.
I'm a Biggie fan, dude. I didn't. I didn't.
Biggie sucks. I stand by my
Oh
statement.
my goodness.
People will start. They're reaching out.
Nope. I still listen. I'm not a hip hop guy.
Me neither.
Maybe that might have been where I enabled it. I'm not a hip hop guy, but if I am listening to it, that's probably my number one. And you listen to it now.
Coming from a guy that doesn't like hip hop, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, dude, listen.
It's bad.
Listen to the lyrics, and like it's just versus today's
Versus
bullshit.
versus Tupac's lyrics of the same era.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm not saying Tupac's bad.
Tupac was way better than Biggie in all aspects.
Equal. You're a Diddy guy, aren't you?
No,
Probably.
that fucking Netflix documentary is amazing. By the way,
It's really good.
He killed everybody. Diddy's responsible for everything
Another
for the
take
last
to isolate.
25 years.
Said by Josh Henning at the Roadstershop right here in Mundelein, Illinois. 775 North Route 83.
He ain't coming after me. He's suing 50 Cent for $2 billion right now. Who do we have up first? Who's up first?
Who do you want to let in first? Everybody was kind of in at the same time.
Okay, well, you just pick one. Let's go to whoever.
Let's
You're
go.
the
This is Halston Nelson.
Halston Nelson.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
What's going on?
Doing pretty good.
I love the hat.
Yeah, and it's dirty, man. I've been sanding on a truck all morning, so I'm coming to you live from Green's Rod Shop makeshift studio.
Right on.
Get somebody mark it down and get the man a new hat. He's working in that. He needs a new Roadstershop hat.
Yeah, I'll definitely I'll wear it out. Thank y'all for letting me come on.
At what shop did you say? I missed it.
Green's Rod Shop in Callahan, Florida.
Green's Rod Shop, Callahan, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Florida.
Yep. These old guys, this is an old guy shop, man. I'm going to get these guys on an Instagram. We're going to make a Facebook. We're putting together an 86 square body, short bed, bagged. It's going to be super nice. And we're going to get them an Instagram and some social media pretty soon, man.
Awesome.
Well, dude, get that rolling right now to just sort of tag it on with the incredible success you're going to have from this podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's
That would yeah. So I own a air conditioning business by trade, and in the middle of winter in North Florida, when it's 69 degrees outside, I've been coming up here to this hot rod shop since I was 17 years old, and they put me to work, and now it's kind of turned into me and the owner good buddies, and we decided to try to build this truck together. There's a lot of me learning and a lot of him showing me things, but it's very cool, man.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you be able to jump on and join us for a few minutes. What brought you on? What's the question? What do you want to ask us today?
All right, so I've hit Jeremy with this and with you this. I don't know if you may remember this. I've always said you guys need to do what's on your wrist.
Oh, okay.
I'm that guy. I want to know because I've seen Jeremy have some cool pieces, Phil, and then if I notice, Josh, you've been you at Triple Crown had a pretty cool piece on there. So I mean, you guys build $500,000 and plus more cars. You show them off. I'd like to see what's on your wrist and what's your favorite piece.
Sure. Well, Phil's not here, and Phil's are all fake. Those are. Yeah.
That's what I was going with. You'd be amazed what you could get off of when you do Chat GPT
tonight,
and say what's the
rocking?
most realistic replica.
Can we do the overhead?
Yeah, we can do the overhead. Here, we'll yank the sucker off too, because this is like my daily driver. It's a Rolex. What do they call that? The Bluesy.
The Bluesy,
Right.
Yep.
Rolex Sub.
Submariner.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
the Bluesy. Yep. That's my grail piece. That's my grail piece.
So this never
sure.
comes. If you look at the abuse, like the back of this thing's just absolutely Pantera'd. I mean, I just beat the shit out of it, but if you got it, you might as well. I mean, I literally never comes off my wrist unless I'm changing it up, which I seldom do. But
you gotta hold it up a little bit so they can get up a little, just a little bit more like that. Get it up there like that.
Oh, just like that. Yeah, Josh got the bigger, badder, heavier duty deal.
I got the Rollistore Sea Dweller. So
the Sea Dweller's a great piece. I had an Air King, the 116-900 Air King.
Nice.
I beat it to pieces for a year, and then after COVID, it was worth more than I paid for it, so I sold it. And now it's an Apple Watch until I get the call. I don't know if you guys go to the AD or do you buy them after market?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Just depends on.
Yeah, depending on.
Just depends on who you are. I get it. Yeah.
Well, no, you mean.
Yeah, you got a.
After you've gone into and making I'm not a near at the level that Phil and Jeremy are, but when you make when you've been hunting and looking for a while and you've forgotten places that you've put names and numbers in, sometimes opportunities arise at the worst opportunities, but you're like, oh damn, yeah, they call it, so it's there. I can go get it. Oh. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Shit, I forgot about that.
Right now, that would be me right now at Christmas. They'd be like, you know what, it's ready, and I'd be like, oh, great, with no money in the bank in December. Great, yeah. So totally cool.
A funny story about my first nice watch I ever got was my grandfather's Datejust. It was Datejust Rolex, and he wore it for probably 30 years. When he passed away, I inherited the watch, and like everything, once I put something on, it just stays on. So I was wearing it and just working, fabricating every day, assembling a car, 32 Roadster with a tuned port, street and performance, chromed out. The ZZ4.
Mark Campbell special.
And I'll tell you what you don't want to do is arc the band of one of those at the clasp out against the back of an alternator stud.
Oh.
Because it will weld it shut on your wrist. And then while it's
hot,
still stuck to the alternator, it starts heating it up red hot and then melts all the skin off your wrist and it's trapped. It's welded shut on your wrist. That was probably the worst experience.
You welded yourself a hot bracelet.
Yeah. So yeah, be careful wearing one to work.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's terrible. But and if you ever showed it to anybody, they'd be like, "What happened here?"
Yeah, it's got a big. I just pulled it out of the case the other day. It got a big old like melted.
It's a battle scar
Mark on the back of it.
Yeah,
it's a story.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool, man. I've been wanting to bring that one up for a while. I noticed a lot of the guys. I won't mention names, but you walk around the show and you look. There's a lot of guys that wear high-end watches, and it's not really a status thing. It's more of they just like good quality pieces, things just like the cars they build.
It's like anything else. I mean, it's cheaper than a Snap-on toolbox. If you want something high-end and quality and you're into mechanical stuff, dude, there's a lot of guys that'll spend more money at the bar over the course of a year and then have something negative to say about you wearing, a Rolex. So it's all in your priorities, right?
Yeah, you hate. I mean, the noticing thing, but I mean, I years and years ago, I made it a point. You have some dreams and things you want to check off, and I made them as
it's a milestone.
If you watch, it's milestone. It's a milestone thing. So you set those milestones in your mind, wherever that milestone might be, and then you say this is the goal, and then you set a reward for that goal. So if you can get to that goal, then you set yourself a reward and you make it happen.
Love that.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. When we finish this truck, my reward is going to be, I don't know, maybe a Slurpee or something. It'll be great.
What's your holy grail of timepieces? What's the one?
If I had to, I mean, truthfully, affordably, is the Bluesy 100%. I mean, my dad's not even a watch guy, and he sees it and he's like, that's sweet. It's a Bluesy. I put in for just a standard sub date, but who knows when that's going to get here. If it was just no holds barred, I would probably say a Patek. Patek's pretty nice. Probably a Patek for sure.
Cool.
Gold. I was able to actually try one on at the Mall of Millennia or whatever that is out there in Texas. In the Tiffany store, the guy let me put it on. It was like $500,000. He just smiled, and I smiled, and the big security guard smiled. Then I just handed the watch back. It was pretty cool.
We've been there. One of our standard pre-SEMA moves is that we usually have that Monday off. We get in, we set up. Monday is a day for the boys, so we cruise around and we go to all the watch places in Vegas. As we walk through, I mean, I'm a watch enthusiast, but there's a lot that I just don't know anything. So I might be looking at a watch and I don't know if it's $5,000 or $500,000. And I usually don't say much, but there was a particular that Ulysses Nardi.
Yeah, the freak.
Then it just caught my eye. So I actually went out of my way to ask the sales guy. I said, "Hey man, what does one of those go for?" And it was like $75,000.
That one was special edition.
And I just gave him the like. Oh, yeah, that's actually not that bad.
That's not bad. And for all that.
All right, thanks, man.
That's box and papers, huh?
I tell you what, Panerai is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
They're not super expensive. There's a guy who had a TV show one time that's older that is a really cool guy. I believe at the Triple Crown, I noticed he had a Panerai on. It was really cool. It was really nice. It was an older one. If you ever see it, look at a Panerai. They're really cool watches. Cool. They're made. I think they were like the European Navy SEAL background or something. So super cool.
What's your holy grail?
I don't like anything that's excessively flashy. I'm just like a traditional watch guy, like that GMT kind of style, Yeah. So I don't know. To me, it sort of always stays in the Rolex line. Maybe the all gold Sky Dweller at this point is pretty much to me the baddest thing. out there.
But you want the Jubilee. Yeah, I want the all gold with the Oyster Flex. If I can get an all gold or Sky Dweller with an Oyster Flex, that's the.
Yep, that's cool. The day dates are really cool. When you said all gold on Jubilee, the all gold 40 millimeter day date on Jubilee that's another piece that's like really, really cool.
It'd take a bad motherfucker to wear one of those. That's
yeah. I would if you buy it, I'll wear it. I am that guy. I will wear it. But
that's you can read between the lines on which bad motherfucker probably has that watch that you just talked about.
100%.
What about you?
No doubt.
I think
Elliot.
ultimate. If I ever made it, probably a Daytona.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What all gold?
Panda.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Panda. Paul Newman's pretty cool too. Yep.
I like that the Aquanaut, the Protect but
oh yeah.
That's a lot of money for a stainless and OD green watch. I think it's badass.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's that's
a shame
it's
Phil,
up there for
Phil's missing out on
Phil's
this
a watch guy.
because he actually was just texting me. Phil must have had a few cocktails in him and was having a good time. He's in New York. We busting his balls, but he was sending me the Sky Dweller. He was at some store in New York, assuming his family was doing something he wasn't interested in, and went off on his own. Sky Dweller rose gold with the black rubber band and like the titanium face, and it was badass.
Yeah.
I was trying to push. I'm like, dude, just get it. Just do it.
Yeah. And if you can get your hands on it, it's kind of one of those deals you look back and go, man, I wish I would have done that. Like I wish I wouldn't have sold my Air King. My Air King was
Air King's a cool watch.
And the biggest thing is so I own an air conditioning business. So anytime anybody ever asked, I was just like, oh yeah, they give these to the best AC guys in Florida.
Air King, baby.
Yeah, that's the Air King, baby. That's
well, Halston, I appreciate it. It's been a fucking blast, man. Next show you're at, come by, introduce yourself, say hi. We'll have a beer together.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a great one.
All right.
You too.
Who do we have up next, Elia?
Q Brown.
Q Brown.
Q Brown.
Let's go.
It's like a celebrity name.
Oh, he's MIA.
Q Brown.
Q Brown.
He said,
Paging Brown. Paging Brown.
I'm not waiting for these guys.
Dang.
It's all right.
Maybe send him. You got anybody in the chat? Has somebody sent you?
Nobody's in the chat.
Oh, I see a chat.
Hang tight, fellas. Nobody responded. We can let. I mean, this might be trouble, but we'll let someone else in while we wait for Q Brown.
That's fine. No problem.
Austin and Eliza. Or Elizabeth.
Austin and Elizabeth.
Hello.
You want to see Elizabeth? Come on.
Just botched it, dude.
It's
Minimal.
Look at
Minimize.
Here.
This is tugging on Josh's heartstrings.
Can you guys
here.
go horizontal for us? Is that possible?
We're on a MacBook. I
Oh.
don't know what to do.
We'll just turn our heads.
We'll probably need to
Minimize.
Wait, just stand by.
Can you? Yeah, we have
Right there.
Tech support in
That
house.
works. There
Perfect.
There it is. Oh, look at
that dog.
look at that.
We knew Josh had a Frenchie, so we had to have him on.
nice.
Yeah. I got two little Hellraisers at the house.
Well, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
What are you drinking?
We actually met. I'm fixing my volume here. We met Josh at SEMA a couple of years ago, and we actually sent you guys some whiskey for Christmas. The Mike Rowe stuff in the Litchfield Distillery.
Oh,
The
sweet.
Nobel. Yeah. That
Yep.
stuff's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Really,
pretty
really
good, right?
Yeah. Was very surprised.
Cool. So
Glad you guys could jump on here in the middle of your busy Monday that I'm sure you got better things to be doing. So we appreciate
yeah, well,
you
we were
on.
waiting for a little while, so we started
partaking.
knocking a couple back.
What's in the background? What do we got? The Impala?
Yeah, it's a 62 Impala.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Little,
trick.
Thanks. That's actually going down to Kissimmee in a few weeks down in at the Mecum auction.
Sweet.
Oh, awesome. Well, good luck
Yeah.
on that. So what
you.
what
Yeah.
brought you on today besides bringing one of the cutest Frenchies I've seen in the last 7 hours?
He is pretty cute.
Yeah,
He is.
That's Marlon. We been big fans of the Roadstershop for years and love the podcast.
I appreciate it. We've had a lot of fun doing it, and a a lot of great conversations and a lot of we're not the most we don't have the largest friend group, I would say.
It's a small, yeah.
I'd say we wouldn't have
it's a small, tight knit.
It's a small but tight knit. But we have actually made some very meaningful friendships from the podcast. So it has been good.
It's funny, right? You get to realize it's kind of a smaller knit group. Like there's a lot of us, but not a lot of us.
The weirdest part is when you are in a group of about 6 or 7 of like-minded individuals, and all of you are generally socially awkward or
on the same level.
And you're all like, we all don't like people. I'm like, well, there's 6. I don't like you guys that much. I just dislike you less. And they all, when everybody agrees, you're like, all right, yeah, let's just all hate everybody else together. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, is it the people that hate together?
Yeah, those that hate together stay together. Yeah.
Hey, that's a great piece of advice. So what's the question for today?
I don't have a question, actually. I kind of had like somewhat of a statement.
Okay.
In all the podcasts and all the years, the movie car, or the car movie.
Yep.
I can't believe it's never been brought up. It's definitely a car movie if you think about it. My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, it's a really deep car movie.
It's like a big convertible or something. Marissa
Tomei's character is that's the biggest the famous court scene is when she has to testify, and they're obviously this woman doesn't know anything about cars, blah blah, and that's the trick question. They didn't make that motor in '64, and it wouldn't have been a Posi because
that's right.
So yeah, some very detailed stuff. That's a great one.
Right?
What was the actual car in that movie?
Pontiac Tempest.
Oh, what they're driving in, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pontiac Tempest. Yep. Because it had independent suspension.
Yeah. That's actually a really good. My wife doesn't.
It's a
listen
great
to this,
movie.
My wife has always had it's a weird. She's always given me the most shit about having a thing for Marissa Tomei. Like back in the day, always be like, "Oh man,
yeah."
I can make comments about a lot of other women, nothing. But whatever it was, like she's like, I don't know, like you got a thing for her, don't you? I was like, yeah, it's obvious that I do. I've said that 100 times. Like, what's the big? Yeah, that was probably 25 years ago. She's aged a little bit
because of the car knowledge.
Yeah,
it's because of the car knowledge.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just something about the accent was so different from anything that I've ever been around or whatever. So
yeah, the accent is it's like oddly attractive.
It is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, New York. We're from the Northeast, so we're used to it.
I got you.
Okay. So what do you guys do? Are you a hot rod shop? Are you building cars, flipping cars? What's your
So
what's your deal?
I actually this will be our 19th year in business. I sold my shop a couple of years ago. We had a somewhat large operation, and now it's just the two of us. We're kind of working out of our house garage pole barn that we built. North Country Restorations is the shop.
Cool.
And
how do you like that change of pace?
From going from having employees to just being by myself out here all day, it's nice.
And having a second walk to work.
Yeah. The commute is basically over there through the door. So
yeah, well, good for you. That's living the dream.
Is it easy to stay motivated when your shop is directly in your backyard, or do you find? I've always found that I need to go somewhere to work. Is that tough, or
you know what it is?
Down?
Yeah, I'm pretty motivated to begin with. I kind of always been a workaholic. So
late nights.
Yeah, a lot of late nights, but like in the summertime it's hard. If it's a real nice day outside, I might blow off on a Tuesday and go play. But then on a rainy day, a Sunday or something, I'll just work in the shop. So I kind of make up for it,
But play is on the machines or doing some type of yard,
Yeah, we got 40
property.
We got 40 acres up here, so I'll hop on my dozer or excavator and go mess around out back. So
sounds like you got it figured out. Man.
That is absolutely the dream. And good for you.
It's the dream. Yeah, thank you guys.
If you guys ever need anything, let us know. If the next show we're at, let's
cross paths.
Yeah, let's hang out.
We'd love to. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, Do you watch Tulsa King by any chance?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Josh, what's Bert up to these days?
Sleeping.
You want me to hang up?
Well, I appreciate it. It's been a
Cheers, man.
Damn it.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks, man.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
That one actually got me speechless. There's not really much to say. Nothing.
It's a win for me.
All right, ready?
We're ready.
Cody Langolier.
Cody Langolier.
Cody, what's up, dude?
Hey guys.
What's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, not much. Not a whole lot. I got a little bit of a bone to pick with you guys.
Okay.
Us or
I'm
just
sure
Josh?
Jeremy did it.
If I would quote you guys, I believe the term was untold riches for the Excel spreadsheet provided of all the favorite movies.
Oh.
I didn't realize they'd actually be untold.
It's gonna hold you to it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about untold riches. They're to never be told.
That sounds like Josh's vocabulary.
No, I think that was
I
you
took
that
it
said that.
I didn't take it literally, so yeah, I guess that's my bad.
We need to take care of Cody. You're gonna. We have an in-person producer now, so you can remember these things, right?
We'll take care of it.
We'll take care of Cody.
So what do you got?
Oh, no worries, guys. I'm just busting your balls a little bit. So, no, I just wanted to say, I'm a hobbyist. I'm not in the industry like a lot of your guests are, and I really appreciate the content you guys put up because it's extremely inspirational for me. I'm getting into this, I'll say, game a little bit late in life, in my late 30s. And it's a lot of fun to just get out in the garage, learn new things. And I've discovered a lot of different builders and builds and all kinds of stuff from listening to your guys' podcast. So I really appreciate that, first off.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I think that's one of the best takeaways of this whole thing is that you're getting some guys to really lower their guard, some really professional guys that you would never really hear these behind-the-scenes stories. And it makes it sort of... You come to the realization that this is obtainable. This isn't some, it's not like necessarily watching the major leagues that you simply can't do it and probably won't ever be able to do it. We can all do this. It's and you learn the behind the scenes stuff. It's been cool for me, as well. Even being a professional sort of car builder, just to hear it all.
It definitely makes you realize how not professional any of us are. That we're, you know what I'm saying?
Different way of saying it.
Yeah, it's just like we're all fumbling through the same things.
No, but it makes it really accessible, which I think is the cool thing. And so, for me, I was really into cars at a young age, and then life kind of happens. You get busy, and you get into your later 30s, you start to have some expendable income. And that's when I decided I was going to build my grandfather's truck. So about 2 years back, I started a YouTube channel. Wanted to really show what the average guy can do in the garage, like somebody with no fabrication skills from start to now, And 2 years later, I've finished the truck. Actually, back in October, I actually finished it, got to drive it for the first time. And it's just a really satisfying, incredible feeling. And so I guess what I wanted to ask you guys, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, as someone who is coming to this really late, who has very limited fabrication skills, like I can run a welder, I've got a bead roller, what would you say, like at that level, what's the next step? Like what is the next most valuable skill or technique that you could learn to really advance your skills?
I would answer that two ways, because for me, I've learned a lot of skills. I've been around a lot of people. I mean, I'm pretty decent at doing this, but I've been around a lot of people that are even better, significantly better than me. And when you get to that level, doing it at home and building something for yourself, it almost becomes counterproductive, because you almost overthink everything, or you have to do it to such a high level that it can take a little bit of the fun out of it. So I'd say finding that sweet spot of not having to make everything a masterpiece and overthink everything, and taking it to just some astronomical level that's usually not achievable or takes so much damn time, is a nice way of focusing on it. I would say if you're welding and doing it yourself, I'm assuming you're probably MIG welding, right? We got a delay here.
Yep. Yeah, I do have a TIG welder. I'm just learning how to TIG weld, though. And you guys know that's a process.
So I would say, without getting crazy and saying, well, you got to learn how to shape metal and you got to build a body from scratch, you got to learn how to run a CNC machine. Spend a lot of time behind the hood with the TIG and get comfortable with it and sort of make that your primary tool for welding. And MIG's great. It's got its place, but sort of master the art of TIG welding and use it on sheet metal and any of your heavier gauge bracket fabrication, and try not to take it too seriously and get too carried away with it is what I would say.
Yeah, I would add to that the two things. First one probably sounds kind of stupid, but very simplistic. Try and visualize the finished product of whatever you're thinking about first, whether it's the individual bracket or the whatever the part piece project's going to be. And then back got a little bit of a back your way out of how you're going to build that versus looking at it as like, I want to do this piece, I'm going to weld it this way, and not seeing the finished product. If you see the finished product in your mind and then back yourself out through the steps, sometimes you'll eliminate a few steps or realize the things that you can do differently to get that vision. The other part of it is only practice or hone a skill on something that you're about to need to do. So don't just sit down and be like, I'm just going to learn fabricating or I'm just going to be a better welder. Pick the thing that you need to build, whether it's the bracket or whatever it is, and practice all the skills to do that thing and work your way up to that. Once you do that, you'll be able to accomplish that task instead of just mindlessly practicing for something that you're not going to use. Like if you're like, oh man, I really want to use the English wheel. You could spend all the time using the English wheel. If you're not going to use that skill in the next 6-7 months on that build, there's no point in wasting the time right now, right?
On a fabrication level two, I'll say this is something that I learned a lot from. I worked with Chad Glasshagel for years and years. He taught me a lot. Something that he didn't necessarily teach me, but I observed him doing that was really helpful in watching is watching him build things, and whether he knows this or would agree with it, I always saw him make the part that would gap or match to the other part first. For example, rather than trying
build a bridge from both sides.
Rather than trying to like shape a hood scoop and just like sort of freehanding it and then trying to go back and tip a flange or get it to fit the hood.
Build the flange to the hood.
Build your flange to the hood. If you're tucking a bumper, rather than sort of building this bumper and then trying to like make it match something, go ahead and build the sheet metal, build the portion that gaps to it, and then connect to that. It's always easier to sort of build those gaps, build those bridges, and then connect to them.
Yeah.
And that's huge in fabrication.
You see that shit all the time in machining stuff too. It's like we're gonna fabricate this, and now let's machine the left and the right. No, let's machine it's just like building a bridge on both sides of a river. Build half of it, and then start at the half you just finished and build the other side, because you can land on the other side of the river easier than you can start on the other side of the river and land at that bridge.
Oh, that's great. That makes a lot of sense. That's a different perspective than the way I've thought about things before, and I really like that. Just thinking about the process and not starting from the end and trying to go backwards. But no, that's good. I appreciate that, guys.
For sure.
Well, Cody, go ahead.
I guess last question. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, that was it. Go. If you got another question, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, I do like to say that I'm kind of like just the average guy out in the garage. But every time I'm out doing something, I do try to get better at what I'm doing, right? Trying to improve on things, try to challenge myself. My truck build was a frame off build. Took me 2 years, a ton of rust repair, a ton of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'd never done before. A lot of sheet metal patch repair, that type of stuff. I've kind of set and looking at my next build, going to the next step, I'm actually considering building my own chassis, which anyone who watches what you guys do knows that you guys are the experts and the industry leaders in that area. Any advice or good resources for chassis design or suspension design as far as books or videos or something that could help in that process.
You're looking to clean slate it, build the suspension from scratch as well?
For the most part, I'm still working on a design, and I'm torn between doing the suspension from scratch and using some commonly available components, because this is going to be a truck that's driven.
Yep. And
the more custom it is, the harder parts are to get for it. So I want something that can be serviceable and get on the road, but I want to do as much of it myself as I can.
Well, I'm going to answer that question with a question. Just like we talked about on fabrication, starting from the thing that you just finished to the next thing, instead of starting on both ends and trying to meet in the middle, why? I'm going to ask you the question. If you want to build your own chassis, why do you want to build? What are you trying to solve? Is it a financial problem? Is it because you want to do it, because you want to challenge yourself? Is there a stance or motor or something that doesn't exist that you're trying to? Why do you want to build your own chassis?
So it's a number of reasons. One is I'd say the biggest is the challenge. I am a person that likes to challenge myself, and I have a hard time if it's something that I can build or something I can learn on how to do. Even if I fail at it, you learn something, right? So that's number one. Number two, it's a unique vehicle that a lot of people. It's a 1972 International pickup truck, right? And it's got a good patina look. I want to slam it, put it on airbags, do something really custom, and that's just the vision I have in my head. And that's not something that you're going to be able to just go buy a chassis for or be able to find hardly any parts for, right? So those are probably the two main reasons that I want to go that route.
My suggestion is going to be to use the stock frame, smooth it, clean it up, and buy a cross member from us so the suspension's figured out. That's just me. I would not start from scratch, or I would challenge yourself on something else, save up the money and buy a chassis. That's not a I promise you, as much of a commercial for the Roadster Shop as that sounds, it's not. It is. I'm very similar in the fact that I want to challenge myself in car fabricating when I was actually doing anything in cars or around the house or stuff like that. I've done a lot of home projects and remodels and things like that. I want to challenge myself on stuff. I know that I want to learn along the way, and I'm a perfectionist at it. And I generally don't want to fail. However, if I fail at fabricating a new bar top, it might break and it might not hold this up. If I fail at running new power to the home from the street, that's a bad failure, right? Much like suspension, failing is a bad failure. And it's not just the safety of you and everybody else that you're taking along with you. It's everybody else that's out on the road. If you chop the top on the truck and you do it badly, and it requires a little bit more body filler,
that's fair.
It's not gonna be dangerous to you and everyone else around you. Suspension wise, again, you doing things yourself, I get that 100%. But I would not say clean sheet. I'm starting from nothing. And I'm going to do frame rail. I'm going to do, first of all the design and all the geometry. Then I'm going to do frame rails. I'm going to do all the front suspension. I'm going to do all the rear suspension and go from there. There's my personal advice. There's no amount of gratification on the backside from struggling through that's going to outweigh the potential downside and the amount of frustration along the way. That's just me. I wouldn't start from building a motor from scratch.
I'll throw a caution to the wind on the safety side for this answer.
Okay.
And I'll say this. If you're looking for a book, Chassis Engineering by Herb Adams is a really good book. Older book, probably from the late 70s, early 80s. A lot of good suspension theory. It's not going to help you out tremendously on like actually trying to build a perimeter frame. You've picked, I don't know the 72 International real well, but pickup truck is it's an easier barrier of entry because it's typically
ladder rails.
Yeah, pretty stick straight rails. If you're up for the challenge, man, I mean, there's enough good visuals out there of guys doing it professionally and doing it at a high level. And there's some decent information on suspension theory in that book, or, you can integrate some OE components into it. But I would be looking at it personally, if you were telling me it was a budget constraint that you you just didn't have the financial means to go out and purchase a chassis, then, I would approach it that way. And, you could just start with a nice square surface and get all your components. Start with your wheels and tires. You need that overall diameter and that wheelbase, and then go to town, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it,
And,
Cody.
I'll await my untold riches.
No problem. Elia's got it handled.
Have a good one, guys.
What's the name of the YouTube channel if anybody wants to follow you?
Cody Builds. You can
Cody
follow me at
Builds.
Cody Builds on
That's
YouTube, CodyBuilds.com, Cody.Builds on Instagram.
Cool.
Appreciate it, Cody.
Appreciate it, Cody. Thank you.
Good meeting you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks.
man. We had a little delay there, I think.
Yeah, it was all right.
I think we had a little delay there.
What'd you say?
What?
The delay. There was a delay. Yeah.
Josh Sanders, ready?
Josh Sanders. Is this the Josh Sanders that I think it is?
Oh.
It is the Josh
There he
Sanders
is.
that we think it is.
What's up, dude?
We need some-
Hey guys,
How are you?
What's going on?
good. How are you guys?
Doing good. How's things, man? Are you coming down off that?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, coming down off that SEMA high now, or still flying high up there?
Yeah. No, we've leveled out pretty good. Reality hit.
Back to real world.
Bills are due.
Yeah.
Time to get some work done back in the shop.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a great week. Pretty freaking exciting.
It was a fun week, man.
It was,
You guys outdid
I feel like
yourself on the car.
We got a delay here again.
We do.
Too.
Give me that Weller
Yeah.
12.
So what's up, man? What's new? What's going on?
But we've been working on these door handles. Well, getting back into all the other builds that kind of unfortunately got pushed aside a little bit as we thrashed on that Charger for about 6 months straight. So that was a lot. It was pretty cool to go on your guys' show earlier in the year. Kind of felt like you guys teed us up really good to get that spot in HRIA, which was fantastic. Kind of talked the talk a little bit, and then we had to get back and kind of walk the walk and deliver that car. So, yeah, it's been fun to get back in the groove of things here, get our door handles ready to be released next month. People have been blowing us up about getting those, and so Derek and I have been real busy on that, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, I know that Spencer reached out for a pair for a project we're working on here. So it's a nice piece, and it's filled a hole, found a hole in the market, and
Thank you.
slid right in there. That's good.
Have you named them yet? We come up with a name?
Man, there's some ideas out there, but nothing solid yet.
Yeah, there's a solid one out there. You just got to commit to it. That's the problem. You just got to commit to it.
Oh yeah, you can commit to it if you want.
I think it's the best name out there.
It's pretty
Trademark
fun.
it, Josh Henning.
Yeah, the love handles. I mean, it's the
So
best.
my wife wants to call them the love handles. Yeah,
The only love handles you want to grab.
just grab them and pull.
Grab them and pull. It's just. I mean, it writes itself. I mean, it
does.
just absolutely.
The marketing's good.
Josh, we're so glad that you could join us today. You're the first one today that is a actual former guest, so a pro. You've been on the podcast before, so you know you know the drill. What's the question that you have for us today?
The question today would be, been kind of mulling around. How do you guys feel like SEMA went for you guys this year? And do you feel like, I feel like your booth space was really killer. And I really like that you guys brought in all these outside builders. And I think that was is this the first time you guys have done that?
First time ever, yeah.
To that extent? Nice. Yeah. How did that go?
I mean, we've talked about it a couple of times. I think that it was you couldn't have asked for a better hit. I mean, it did everything that we hoped it would have done. It was nerve-wracking, to say the least, to get to make sure that everything went off without a hitch, especially with dealing with that many different builders and stuff. The success has to do with a little bit of planning on the front side, but it also has to do with the quality of the cars that all those builders brought. You know, everybody brought banger cars and a wide, diverse cross section of the industry, and it was, I can't.
It was pretty cool, pretty neat to have sort of this hub of amazing cars that are all sort of at the top of our industry. And I think it went great. The builders, the camaraderie between the builders was fantastic. The recognition, the exposure, the placement of the cars, just across the board, I think it was, I thought it was a great success. I mean, a lot of good feedback. So happy with it for sure.
Absolutely.
Probably going to repeat that again next year.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun to get a little bit more entrenched in getting to know more people in the industry like you guys. And I've gotten real linked up with Roger and Troy, Ironworks BBT. I took their business class, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Earlier in the year. And it's totally just changed how I approach my shop, my confidence in the business, and kind of mentally how I go about doing business. I feel like we can build better cars. My customers are better informed. My employees are better guided. It's been cool. It's just been a crazy year for us going through, taking that class, going on the podcast with you guys, doing more social media stuff, getting this car done, doing products. And from so much has changed for me in this last year. And
his class,
that camaraderie, I guess, just rolling off of that and rambling on, is a big deal.
The class is coming up. It's at Troy's shop. It's February 21st, 21st and 22nd, something like that. Coming up into February. You can go to Ironworks Speed and Custom with a K.
In-person one.
When you took that class, what was your number one takeaway that was applicable to your individual situation?
I think the kind of the mindset shift from like this doesn't have to be a starving artist kind of a situation in a hot rod shop. And it doesn't, like, I went into the class kind of worried that I would just have to charge more. And I didn't want to have to do that, but I left feeling like sure there's situations where you have to charge more, but I left feeling like I don't just need to charge more. I need to figure out efficiencies and good ways to communicate with my customers and actually deliver a better product. And eventually, it's taking more and more, lots and lots of time and dedication, but eventually make a little bit more money too, but just provide a better service. So I think it was just like a big mindset shift for me of, because I'm so passionate about this stuff, I was willing to give all the time. And if there's a few things that I could do to get better at that I didn't have to give so much. And Roger and Troy definitely have a lot of tools that help, someone like myself that's very passion driven. I love the business side of things, but I needed a little more help.
At any point in time in those classes, does Roger talk about how to dress in public, or is that touched on in like a phase 2 of the class sessions? Like on like the whole like sweatpants and t-shirt thing, like for Roger. So I didn't know if he addresses that.
Roger's been getting so much praise. You feel like you just needed to knock him down a little bit.
Well, he's already tall as shit. So, but yeah, he needed to come down. I didn't know if that was maybe on a Friday night Mexican food topic.
That might be something that Josh already has figured out better than Roger. You can't teach everything,
no.
So there's some really good stuff to take out of that class. Maybe that's one thing you just don't. It doesn't cover.
He's not gonna like that.
No, he's not. He's not gonna like that at all.
But he's gonna laugh.
We do like a 20 group now.
That's gonna definitely.
We do like a 20 group now, so we meet once a month. And he was complaining the other week about having to wear sweatpants because it was so cold in California. Because he always gives us a hard time. It's raining up in Washington. It's cold over on the East Coast, whatever it is. And I'm like, you can't even pull out a pair of pants. No, it's sweatpants.
I'm going to get out in front of this one because Roger's definitely coming back with a kid-sized clothing comment directed my way.
Oh yeah, he's coming. He's coming with the short jokes for sure. That's coming. Yeah, like sweatpants wouldn't have been the if you're a little chilly. Sweatpants isn't the thing to wear to work.
Is there a particular image or a video with sweatpants in it that I didn't see? Or
no, I just guessed that. Okay. Yeah, but turns out there is a sweatpants issue there with Roger. Were you hesitant at the beginning to go to the class from, cost, travel, amount of knowledge? You mentioned, I hope they just don't tell me I need to charge more. Were you kind of fully bought in, or was it kind of like, I think I need to do this, but, halfway hesitant?
No, I was definitely hesitant. I kind of watched from the outside, and just see who people, listen to people that went through the class and kind of had considered it for a while. And I knew I wanted to do something. We're moving into a new shop next year, so I was starting to feel a little bit of the pressures of getting some more stuff figured out. And I was actually talking to my wife about it, and she was like, but I was like, gosh, I really want to go take this class. I just don't feel like I have the money to spend on it. And she looks at me and goes, that's exactly why you need to go take it.
Yeah.
So it was perfect, but I had some good friends and people I respect recommend me to go as well. So that certainly helped. And then,
look, the way I look at that, it's like a piece of equipment. If you're looking at like a CNC machine, or you're going to buy a new piece of sheet metal shaping equipment, I always look at those things as, if I buy this, how long is it going to take for this machine to pay itself back? It's the same way with that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You're not coming out of pocket. You're sort of just temporarily putting the money out because it's coming back.
Yeah.
You're making an investment, and you're absolutely going to pay. That tool is going to pay itself back tenfold. So the investment should be more of a like, man, I just don't know if I have the time. That's an excuse. I don't have the money, or I don't want to spend the money. Not an excuse.
That's a good takeaway. Different than my takeaway. My takeaway was you mentioned your wife was the one so she's smart, Sierra. So speaking of Sierra, where's she at? Like, is she hanging around out there? Because Jeremy, I don't know.
I'm not, dude. That wasn't me. I'm not. I'm not getting into this anymore.
She really wants that special edition cheetah print chair, doesn't she? We're doing a drawing tomorrow for the regular chair. We might have to do we might have to do an addition.
Where is that? Sitting right outside here.
Yeah, it's in quarantine.
How old is your son?
I got two boys, 3 and 2.
Man, that's fun. She's got her hands full.
Yeah,
you guys both have your hands full.
Josh, It's been amazing, man. Where are you going to be at next with the car?
We're going to Good Guys in Puyallup for sure, which is like our good home show. So I don't have any other plans beyond that. The car has like 2 miles on it, and it's raining here, so I got to stake it out before I go do too much stuff.
Right.
But yeah, we're just kind of getting settled in and letting the car's at the customer's house, letting them enjoy it. So we'll see where it goes.
Cool, man. Well, I hope we run into you. Next big Good Guys show I'll be out is like Columbus. So hopefully you're out there, man. You can be out at Columbus Good Guys, or where are you headed? I mean, that car should be there. Is it going to be there?
I really should. I would love to be there. Yeah, I need to make that happen.
Sweet, dude. Well, I hope we see you out there.
Appreciate it, Josh.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, man. Keep up the good work, dude.
Appreciate it.
Dude, this delays. I know. It's getting tough. Is this a software situation?
This is on their end.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know who this is, but we'll loop them in.
Who we got next?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wow, what's up, boys?
Good
Mike. Grief.
I can't hear him. We got a technical delay.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry. Trent Lewis is next. Sorry.
Oh, Trent. Dude, what's up?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Test. Trent, can you hear us?
We got a delay everywhere. Mute.
That last guy wants to get in so bad. He keeps requesting to.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Just tell him to hang for a bit.
Trent, can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us.
Let's see.
How are we going to fix this?
Chat him. Let's chat him.
Yeah, I know Trent. I'd like to talk to Trent. So we got to get him. We got to get him through.
Can he see us?
No, he doesn't look like he can.
Pull your pants off. See if he reacts wildly to it. Then we'll know if he can see it. If you see it like a shocked look on his face. Cousin Mikey think he's just gonna be able to get on here. Like what? How did he even get the link?
He keeps asking to join over and over and over again.
Bring him in again.
Oh, what's up? Man, it must be a connection issue.
Dude, the Weller 12's been a minute since I did that.
It's been a while.
Oh.
Whoa, hey.
Oh, so I think we got a bad
Hey, what's going on?
We're having connection issues.
What's
here.
up?
Some
Again.
drunk got on here again.
Yeah, I think we're having a connection issue again. Who is this?
Yeah.
Is there a couple of us on there?
He can, in that one, that loud mouth on the left.
Yeah, who is it? So, introduce yourself. Would you? Not familiar with this individual. It's coming up. It says Cousin Mikey at the bottom.
Cousin Mikey, yes, the one and only. How we doing, boys?
Look at how pixelated that dude. Buy a phone.
Stop moving around, Mikey.
All right, sorry. Hang on here. Let me get this thing. Hang on.
He's up there in Central Michigan. They don't have.
I'm telling you what. Right now, I'm giving this
great service.
30 seconds.
There we go.
I'm giving it 30 seconds of my interest.
All right. Hey,
Are we good?
listen, Mikey. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
We intended on just having you on here and then just canceling you and just clicking you off, but. As much as I like busting your balls, I actually
felt bad.
I actually love you, dude. So
thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
I love Mikey too.
What's shaking? I know you're. Where's that OBS at?
I'm actually getting ready to prime the bumper. No, I'm getting ready to prime the bumpers on it tonight. It's in the doors, fenders, and hooder and final primer. Bumpers getting primed tonight, and then we're gonna start working on the body. So roofs and primer too. So it's getting there. It's getting close.
Where's that 86 short box at?
The 86 is looking good. It's getting ready for some epoxy too, probably this weekend. You know, she's not going to get quite the show paint job, but it'll be a good 10-footer.
I can't believe you're painting it. I think it just needed a heavy cut on it, man. It just needed a heavy cut.
Well, yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice. All new chrome and stuff. It'll be a good looking truck.
I'm regretting I sold it.
Oh, it's going to be nice. It loves me. It's glad you sold it.
It's too cool of a truck for you, buddy. I'm telling you what.
It's glad you sold it.
Have you drove it any?
Yeah. I drove it a little bit. Worked a couple bugs out of it. Probably put like 5-10 miles on it.
So you got to be careful. That thing's got some yank to it. I'm telling you, that thing will
get
away from you.
It runs all right. It runs all right. I did steal Troy Light's deal to get on here, so I got to give a shout out to BBT Fab and Intech Auto here too. So
yeah,
it was in my disclosure.
Well, you can tell the hard-working ones, the ones that are still working that couldn't get on here, and the ones.
Look at where I'm at. I'm working. Okay.
I hope you brought something awesome to this podcast.
Yeah. What's the question?
What do you got?
You got to have a question. One question.
That's
for
how
us.
this works. So what do you got? One and done. One and done.
One question. Okay. What is your favorite color?
That's got to be the worst fucking question that I've ever had on this podcast.
Like, how did he get his wife with the questions? Yeah,
I wonder that all the time.
I know, especially after the. Yeah, I do have a question for you. We'll end it on this one.
Okay.
Out of the amount of time that we've known each other, the limited time that you've been able to keep your mouth shut versus just running it constantly, but the one time Troy brings you up on stage in front of everybody at SEMA at the Best on RS party, you clammed up like like a mannequin. I've heard mannequins speak too much.
I wish I could have that moment back. I really do. Yeah, I put a foot in mouth there. I was aiming to get the job for hosting next year, and I think I kind of screwed the pooch on that deal. So.
Was it was stage fright or what? Or you?
I don't know what happened. It was not the right balance of booze, and I was a little hungover the night before. Just ate dinner. I just think it was a whole gamut of things. It just wasn't in my favor.
Well, you did go hard the night before, if I remember.
Was I with you guys?
Yeah,
did I see you?
That was the Irish goodbye night, wasn't it?
You and I had quite the physical altercation the night before, if you recall. And then you just disappeared. I don't know if you were extracted.
He got kicked out of that club.
There was a rather large man. I remember. I kind of think
putting it all together.
I think I might have been asked to leave, maybe, but I'm not really for sure. But
well, if it's the same dude I'm talking that we both know as the head security for our event that night, if he asked you to leave,
you were told to leave.
You left because if he asked me anything, I was doing it.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Now, actually, I do have a question.
What do you got?
On the S10 situation.
Yeah.
You guys have a chassis coming down the line for that then, or what?
We do. One's being built right now.
We sure do.
It's an extended cab, though, right?
Yeah, it is. That's just the longer version.
Yes.
Yours was an extended cab before you hit that manhole cover, wasn't it?
We took a couple inches out of it. I wanted to shorten the wheelbase. A little bit. I figured that was the easiest way to do it.
Well, S10's coming, dude, so you'll be the first to hear about it when it's done.
Except the customer that paid for it before you did. He'll hear first, and then you'll hear second.
Exactly.
I did that on the Tahoe, too. I waited too long. I wanted to be the first, and I was not. So
first or last, buddy.
It happens. But I'll be out there soon to see you boys picking up another chassis. So
sweet.
Come on. Come at a normal time and we can go get something to eat or something.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be out there like beginning of January, so probably in a few weeks. So
all right, see you soon.
Love you, brother.
Boys, see you guys.
Trent is unresponsive.
We couldn't get anything out of him. He was smiling like he could hear.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He wasn't responding.
Damn.
I'm not sure if he could hear us, but
that's unfortunate. That is Midwest Metalworks, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you. How about this? Since we've sort of failed to,
we didn't. We had our setup.
Whatever tech situation we had, Trent's a cool dude. He's a talented guy. He's just north of here, up there. I don't know where in relation to, if he's like Elkhart Lake area or
Racine.
That Racine.
I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm just naming places I know in Wisconsin.
He's up there somewhere within like a
Green Bay.
2-3 hour drive of here. Good dude, talented guy, got a cool shop, independent, great metal shaper. I think he's a cool guy to have on here. I'd like to hear
We need to do that.
I'd like to hear his story from a guy who sort of does it, I believe, on his own and at a very high level. So
can you email him?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll say, sorry, Trent, for the difficulties that we had here.
Yeah.
Whether they were ours or his, sounds like it was his, but let's get him on here.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I did want to hear what he had to say, though. I wanted to hear what he had to ask.
It's unfortunate.
We have anybody else in the
That's
room?
it.
That's it.
My cousin Mikey scared everybody off.
So. Cousin Mikey scared everybody off. That was a good time. It was interesting to hear the vastly different.
There's Trent. Hold on.
Trent's back. Wait, hopefully he's not.
Trent, can you hear us? No, testing.
Still can't hear us. Actual recording is higher quality.
Gotcha.
Oh,
there we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. Like the first time I was, I didn't have any sound coming into it for like the first 3 minutes. So I had no idea what the hell you guys are talking about. But,
sorry, dude.
So and then it totally cut out and asked me how I liked the experience, and so gave it a thumbs down. Sorry about that. But well, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. I'll say before we dive into this, we thought we lost you, and I was just telling the guys that if we didn't get a chance to talk to you, which now we do, we'd still like to just extend to you the invite of actually coming on, because I think you're, unless you totally botch this, I think you're a pretty interesting dude and have a pretty cool shop, and we'd love to dive deeper into it. But
follow him on Instagram. The stuff you're doing
sounds awesome, man. Yeah, I would love to do that. I'd love to come down and check out the shop too, and just see how you guys operate. And I'd be I'd be totally honored to come on the show and yeah, just give some background and what I'm doing and where we're going and I guess how I got there and all that kind of stuff. So
that'd be awesome.
That'd be super cool.
Hell yeah.
Let's set it up. Let's do it.
Perfect. I'll bring down a nice bottle of Old Thompson whiskey.
Old Thompson. Not familiar with it. Is that a Wisconsin favorite?
It was like when we were in our early 20s. It's comes in a nice plastic home wrecker bottle.
Oh, love it.
Plastic's where it's at.
I thought you guys just drank brandy up there. Brandy old fashions. Isn't that what the go-to is?
Yeah, that's true. I can only have like one or two of those. It's too much sugar. It's just too much gut rot.
Get a sugar high before you get drunk, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
How many brandy old fashions can Casey Wagner have?
I don't know. Quite a few.
All of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. They do. It's good to hear that comes in a plastic bottle because they put all the good shit in the plastic bottle. I mean, why you wouldn't want to break and lose the expensive shit, right? So let that thing just bounce. Trent, awesome to have you on here. I've actually followed you on Instagram for quite a while and seen the amazing stuff that you're doing, and glad to have you join us here for the abbreviated session, which is the prequel to the long format special edition Trent Lewis Midwest Metalworks episode coming
at some point
this season. It'll be this season.
Yeah.
It'll be this season for sure.
Awesome.
But
pressure's on.
What brings you to the show today? What do you have for us? What questions you got?
So I got a couple of questions if we have time for two.
For sure.
Bring it.
So the first one, I'll try not to make this into too much of a word salad. But on another podcast, I'm not trying to give any other podcasts like plugs here, but so one of the questions that they asked, so I can't take credit for this question, but what are some of the non-negotiable behaviors or qualities that you guys look for in the people that you surround yourself with? So that can be professional, personal. I guess now at the age that we're at, it's a little bit of both. You know, if you're going to spend some time hanging out with people, you kind of want to spend time with like-minded people. So
for sure,
I guess what are some of those qualities? And then also, you know, with the people that you guys are hiring then too, you know?
Yeah, I would say, I mean,
first of all, there's other podcasts.
Yeah,
I thought we were the only ones. You told me we invented this shit. There's other people we're competing against? Damn
Apparently. I'll say this, you know, when I'm looking at, you make a good point. These are people that you sort of live with. They're like, you know, almost roommates. It's like getting married, the amount of time that you spend when you're building cars and, you know, how sort of passionate everybody is. And negativity is the worst thing, like, period. I can't tolerate it. I can't work around it. And it just has no place, like, period. I mean, we all make mistakes. There's brutal things that happen. You fight battles trying to build a car. But somebody that's just always negative, it's toxic and it's contagious. And yeah, that's the one thing that will find you the exit to the Roadstershop door quicker than anything else, I would say, is just a negative sort of, just negative personality, negative vibe across the board.
Yep.
Mine would be probably the same thing for employees and anybody I would choose to surround myself with, which we've talked about it a couple of times on this podcast. Is not a lot of people. And the beauty of being an introvert is you can say that it's your choice that nobody wants to be around you. You know, if you ever think about it that way, I know nobody wants to be around me. But so if I turn the tables and be like, I don't want to be around them anyway. I don't like them. You cannot be able to be offended, regardless if it's an employee or
more difficult on the employee side than a friend side, for sure.
It is, but it doesn't mean you get a free pass to say whatever. But regardless of what you do say or somebody else says, you can have an alternate opinion about what that is. But being full blown offended and then reacting a certain way because you're offended, friendship wise or whatever, you can say, hey man, dude, like don't you think that's a little abrasive the way you said that? Or don't you think that was, we can have a conversation, we can have a laugh about it. But if you're offended and you're going to act a certain way or you know, whatever, that's a deal breaker for me. And then the other part is being able to have that conversation. If something rubbed you the wrong way, doesn't have to be offended, but if something rubbed you the wrong way or you dislike something, if you can't have the discussion about it and say, hey, I disliked the way you said this, blah, 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 something you need to know about me is this, this, and this.
Sure.
It's tell me. Same goes, I want to tell you, like, hey, I asked you to do this, you didn't do it. You let me down. I'm feeling some kind of way about you because you let me down. How do we solve this going forward, right? Like,
yep.
I counted on you because if you don't have those if you're too easily offended and then you don't have the conversations when somebody pisses you off, you're putting it over in a box and you're putting it over in a box, and then the small thing that doesn't mean anything, 2 years from now,
ends up a big thing.
The guy that, leaves the toilet seat up or the guy that does something like that or whatever, then that's when you just absolutely like, you know what? That's it. That's the last, fucking push the toolbox out or whatever. Like it's the small little straw.
Yeah.
And you got to handle the big things at the beginning,
Yeah. Josh tends to be long-winded, but basically what he's saying is just don't hire pussies. That's it. That's simple.
That's 100%. I wanted to say that so many times, but I sugarcoated it.
Well, you've got to be able to take feedback and know that it's not like personal, and that's, I guess, how I always lead into conversations talking to employees, former employees, and then I used to teach technical college, and that's was the time when I met Jeremy, and so that was the same thing, because they would just immediately get defensive, and it's like, no, we're doing this to help you out, and you can't take this personally, but what you're doing right now, it's not right, so here's what you need to do. And then sometimes, you need to, it's not a tapping on the shoulder. It's a, hitting them on top of the head, not literally, but they've got to get the message across,
Yeah,
it's
important.
If they're doing something that you don't like, you have to get it corrected right away. Cause otherwise, what Josh was saying, it just ends up into a blowout, and nobody's going to benefit from that. Yeah.
I will say, you can take it personally, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you have the personal relationship with somebody, you can take it personally, as long as you take stock of yourself and realize, you know what, that hurts. I don't like it at all. I'm taking it personally. You hurt my feelings. Mm-hmm. However, the person that's giving me this feedback that's hurting my feelings has a history of generally doing things very poorly worded, but in my best interest. So I should at least listen to it. Case in point, Jeremy didn't hold back when I decided to shave a few years ago. I shaved my face a clean cut. And I think the exact words was, ew, yuck, oh, why did you do that? Don't ever do that. You look horrible. I can't stand your face without a beard. I thought I didn't like your face with a beard. However, I'll take your face with a beard all day long. Please don't ever shave again. Followed up with...
There was no question where I stood.
No.
Right?
And just for instance, I did, in case anybody wanted, I took it personally.
As you should have.
Right. I took it way personally. However, I realized he's passionate about this subject in a way that he doesn't get passionate about many things. I should heed his warning and not shave again.
Dude, take it as a
because I didn't like it a lot when I did it.
Take it as a compliment too. You look good with a beard, right? I think Dwight Yoakam
clip that for sure.
Dwight Yoakam said it best. What he said, that George Jones told him, Dwight, don't ever take that cowboy hat off.
Yes.
Have you seen Dwight Yoakam with this cowboy hat on?
Yeah, he doesn't look like Dwight Yoakam.
Right.
He looks like shit.
No, it's best.
Doyle Hargrave.
Yeah, exactly. Doyle.
It's best to hit it head on and don't let it fester. I mean,
I joke, but I'm 100% honest. That is, I really truly feel that way. Jeremy feels the same way, and I think most of our core group that we would call friends feel the same way, and that's way you should have relationships, and it would be great to be able to have employee-employer relationships the same way, because you would cut through so much bullshit and just get to the good shit that much faster.
Well said. Yep.
What's number 2? What else you got?
Okay. So this one's kind of almost like a fun question. I guess it's not too serious, but so out of all the guests that you guys have had now on your show, if you guys could take a week off and job shadow with that individual or with that shop, who would it be?
That's a good one, dude. I mean, honestly,
mine's easy.
It sounds cliche, right? And it would probably be Jesse James.
Fuck.
But I'm not going to Jesse's fucking shop, right? I'm going to Jesse's house and working with Jesse. Because I don't.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I don't.
But I don't want to touch a car.
Yeah, I don't want to touch a car.
I'm going for the gun. I'm going for the gun shit.
I'm not even the guns.
That's
I think
all I care
he's
about.
just Jesse's done exactly what I would like to do. That he's sort of a craftsman that maybe got. I don't know if he got tired of what he was doing, or was so passionate about the craft that just explored it further. And maybe he's not like a world-renowned blacksmith. He's not the best blacksmith in the world. He's not the best gun builder in the world. But he's great at a lot of things, and he's sort of honed those crafts. And he's built a killer home shop, and just sort of keeps. He's not a young guy. Fucker's almost 60 years old, probably, but just keeps getting better and keeps taking on more and more skill sets. And to me, I just think that's really interesting. It probably keeps him really sharp and keeps him young.
I didn't think you were going to answer that, honestly, that way. I really didn't. I didn't know who you were going to. I just didn't think you were going to be Jesse. And I hate that because that's...
Okay, so I picked that, so now you've got to pivot.
I can't. I'll go a step further, though. I would, not only would I job shadow Jesse for a week, I would pay significant money to be able to do it. I also would fake a mildly horrific injury for a Make-A-Wish kind of thing to do it for a week. I just want to go to Jesse's and build a 1911 for the week. I want to start to finish, build a 1911 along with Jesse. We don't even have to talk. I'll just watch. Just show me. I really would enjoy that, because he does. Everybody can say whatever they want to. There's so much more there than what people really give credit for, in a lot of ways.
There is. I would say second to that would be Weldon Lister. We had Weldon Lister on. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, but we're not going to ever be able to do any of it. We're just going to watch it. We're just going to watch him do it.
He's an absolute unbelievable, probably the best hand engraver in the world.
1,000%.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But to Josh's point, what are you going to take out of that? It's like, dude, I go shoot hoops with Michael Jordan. What the hell am I going to take?
I'd rather go shoot hoops with Michael Jordan, because the worst thing you do is miss. When I go with Weldon, he's like, all right, you make this curve, and I run it right into the web of my hand, and there's blood everywhere, all over it. That's going to end poorly. Weldon is where I would just pay money for him to do his service.
And just watch.
Yeah. He's amazing.
On your end, you're a very skilled craftsman. Who would you like to sort of shadow or spend some time with?
Oh God. Well, you guys have had some great guests on. Jesse James that'd be definitely up there, because I'm part of that generation that got into this trade by watching. I was, I think, a junior in high school when Motorcycle Mania 1 came out, and then I think it was either junior or senior year, and then when I graduated, it was like the next year after that was Motorcycle Mania 2 came out, and that's when like started doing power hammers and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, that would definitely be up there. I would say another one of the guests that you guys have had on there that I would love to do like job shadowing would be Dan Webb.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, unbelievable fabricator, welder, engineer. So like all the mechanical mock-up, form follows function, like the projects that he's done, like the Golden Submarine, the Phil Remington Roadster, the one that he's doing right now. I can't remember which one that is, but then you got like a 2-for-1 because he's got Craig Naff, building like the bodies and stuff. And I mean, Jesus, that guy's like one of the best, metal shapers out there, with some pretty, big feathers in his cap, working out at
the biggest of feathers.
Boyd's and Boyd's and stuff like that. And
that
so
one would be
question.
That would be like a 3-week trip because you're gonna have to do a week week with Naff, and then what your scheduled 1 week with Dan would have to turn into 2 weeks because it's gonna be a half a day of stories and then a half a day of teaching. Because Dan has got some stories and some jokes.
I feel like Dan also.
You also couldn't record it.
You couldn't record it. Dan, you would have to embrace that whole like thick skin sort of mentality. Too,
30 minutes in, if you can't.
Dan could beat you down if you couldn't let it roll off you. He's gonna. Having him on the podcast was. Oh, he's an amazing guy. I'm a huge fan. I think he will tell you exactly like it is.
I could see him calling you
sugarcoating.
I could see
calling you names you've never heard before.
Yes,
he got like a John Taffer kind of approach.
A little bit, but maybe more meaningful. Like it would hurt more because it would be truthful.
But I also think he does it a little. He's gonna have a little bit of your dad, where it's forming it in a question. Whereas when you form
Are you a fucking moron?
Are you? When you form it as a question, it's so much worse. Because if somebody says, "You're a fucking idiot," that's their statement. But when they say, "Are you a fucking idiot?"
Is there something wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? That it changes it so much.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude.
And I can see Dan going with the female anatomy a lot. Like, are you? What, you can't bend that? Are you a fucking? I just see that.
Dan's awesome, though, man.
Yeah, Dan is. We got to do that again
for sure.
I want to do.
Yeah, I don't think that would be probably like a week, like you guys said. I don't think it'd probably be like a couple of weeks. It'd be like
a month.
You're taking a sabbatical, until further notice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get. I mean, maybe it's the end of this season. Maybe it's the end of season 5. We do but we put one episode behind the paywall, right? We do a pay-per-view special. We do Dan Webb on here with a couple of other guests that I've got in mind. But Ashley Webb, his daughter, can't come, right? So she can't censor him.
She's like Phil.
And it's Dan Webb uncensored. And we just roll. I mean, all of it. No. Let it air.
You remember that Dan Webb guy?
That'd be awesome.
Stuff, man. Well, awesome, dude. Listen, let's we've exchanged emails a bunch in the past. Let's connect and figure out a time to get you out here, and
we'd love to do it. Man. Love to do it.
A lot to unpack.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Cool.
I appreciate it. Very cool.
Midwest Metalworks on Instagram, right?
That's right.
Yep, killer metalwork, dude. Keep up the good work, dude, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Quentin did not respond, so
okay.
That is everyone.
That's it, huh?
Dude, that was
fun.
That was a lot of fun, and I think I'll ask Elia. That was a learning experience. We learned a lot from it, and I think it would be interesting to see doing this a couple of times throughout the year, but planning it where everybody kind of knew. Because it is kind of fun getting,
Well, it's fun to see the way that people sort of relate to the guests.
In different ways.
And you can see that too. I mean, like I listen to a lot of like Rogan podcasts, and you sort of feel like you get to know the guest and you sort of relate with them, and it's cool. And you're relating with somebody that's right in your industry, right? I'm watching Rogan and I don't have there's no benefit to me knowing the guy that digs up dinosaur bones, right? But it's cool.
Yeah.
These guys are all pretty much taking something away from industry people that
in there.
I would say like doing 200 episodes, you guys don't truly know how much you touch these people, inspire some people. There's a lot of moments personally. I'm not a hot rod builder, but I take a lot away from certain moments. So I can't even imagine people in this industry, Also, besides that, you guys give hours upon hours every single week for people to promote themselves, to sell themselves. I don't know anybody in this industry doing that. So I'm sure people appreciate that very much, having a platform to come on and sell themselves and, network in a way that isn't possible without the Oil and Whiskey podcast. So
I appreciate it. To answer your first question, I do know how much Jeremy touches people, though. That's well aware of how much you touch people inappropriately. I can't believe you went Jesse James, because I thought that I really.
Who would I have gone with? I mean,
you're right. You're right.
And Trent, he's right there in line with us. We're all in the same sort of generation.
Yeah.
We all were cut from that same cloth. We grew up on Monster Garage, and all were just absolutely enamored with motorcycle mania, the cool factor of it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Trent at some point has put his cell phone on the wall, dimmed the lights, sprayed a little WD-40 or a little gasoline on a piece of sheet metal, lit it on fire, and ran it through the power hammer.
Oh, yeah.
And
just
been like,
see.
Yeah, to see if he looks that cool.
You're speaking from advice because you've done it.
I never have.
I got a new question.
Yeah.
It just came to me. I think this is a really good one. Based on our guests, right?
Yep.
We're going to start asking this question to other guests, kind of in their life experiences. So, kind of like what Mary F. Kill kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, out of the guests that we've had on this show from start to finish, you got to answer, who would you like to job shadow, which you've answered, right?
Yeah, I get to.
Who would you like to party with?
Okay.
And who would you like to sit down and have a one-on-one meaningful conversation with?
Man, party with, I missed that one. That was Zach, the one podcast that I wasn't in. And we partied with him briefly, but I don't know if we out-partied him that night.
I think we out-partied Zach, Mr. Zachary, Zach Mertens.
Yeah. So I missed that podcast.
That was the after party, after our party.
You'd rather party with Zach than Vinny?
I party with Vinny a lot. No, fuck Vinny when it comes to partying with Vinny. Because Vinny won't let you stop partying.
No.
Is the problem.
That's a good party.
Yeah, but sometimes you just want to go to sleep. But Vinny just makes you feel so damn guilty.
He's a competitive partier.
Yeah.
He's an undefeated competitive partier.
I want to experience that.
Yeah, Vinny.
You need to do that.
I think he's the last guy left who I'm actually very close with that I still do the Irish exit with. It's always dude, I think I'm going to go hit the bathroom real quick. And then you just gone. Because if you announce your retirement for the evening, I mean, you will be shamed.
Yes.
Absolutely shamed.
Publicly.
Yeah. So that's one. Just knowing.
So Mr. Zachary.
That's one. I'm trying to think. God, we've done so many damn podcasts. It's hard to think of who else you'd want to party with. Man, how about you? Who would you party with? It's hard to put. I need to look at them all in front of me.
Off the top of my head right now, and I'm sure I'd probably change this fella. It would be Chris Barrett.
Yeah, we loosely partied with him once, but that was sort of breaking the ice.
Yeah, it was breaking the ice. I think it'd be a fun time.
Yeah,
yeah. There'd be a lot to talk about and have a good time. That's where my answer's at right now. Right. It can change throughout the season.
I'd say meaningful conversation. I mean, we've had a lot of really cool, celebrity type people on here. A lot of wild, influential people. Come to meaningful conversation of just sitting down and talking to somebody. I might actually say Scott Rosenbach.
Yeah.
Scott's a great customer, great friend. Our conversation. We're usually hanging out. Party.
You don't get to have conversations.
And we party pretty fucking hard. I'll say this. I've never partied that hard in my fucking life as I have with him in the Ozarks. Dude's in his mid-50s. That is tough to hang with.
Really?
Even my wife, we went out there, and I haven't partied like that ever. And the crew he runs, I mean, these are all like successful dudes that are like 50s, 60s, and these guys just absolutely roll, you know? But when it comes to like meaningful conversations, he's got such he's like, his success is contagious, you know, and he's very savvy, sharp business guy. But our relationship isn't like the two of us haven't ever just like sat down and shot the shit about like life, business, you know? Just kind of thinking out loud.
I think I would like to, one of the ones I would pick, but I already got to do it a lot, and he's no longer with it, would be George Poteet.
Yeah.
A lot of really good, meaningful conversations. But short of that would be, I think, Paul Tuttle Sr. I think there would be a lot just to sit and talk. There's so many things I'd like, because it was such a eye-opening, mind-blowingly great experience to have him on in so many different ways, where it's just like, you know how when you hear when somebody talks that you listen, right?
Yes.
It's just one of those things.
There's very few people, George Poteet being one of them. Paul Sr. is another one of those.
Yeah.
Take the celebrity aspect aside, it's a personality thing.
It is.
Like, there's only, my dad had it.
You know? Like, 1,000%.
Only certain people that have that.
Yes. That's, and I, there's so many little nuggets that are said with, your dad was that way.
Troy's dad
George
was that way.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. Jack was that same way. When you can say, and it's funny you mentioned like I can be long-winded. I know that because I'm not eloquent and I'm not smart enough to use fewer words.
Clip it.
And everybody knows that. Yeah. That's not like breaking news, right? I'm pretty fucking stupid. But George, your dad, Paul Sr., same way. Like, you can say so much with just so few words. And it's like, there's so many times with, you know, George would say something like, that's like so simplistic.
That's how everything he said was.
And then you start,
there weren't layers to it.
No, but then you start thinking about it, and there's so many more layers. You're like, wow. It's
easy to understand though.
I know, but it makes so much sense on so many different levels.
Yeah.
What was the Duck Dynasty?
Your buddy?
No.
Or the actual Duck Dynasty?
The actual Duck Dynasty. Robinson. Phil. Same way. Like, he would make statements that was just so simple words, right? That was like, what when he passed, I watched the documentary on, you know, funeral stuff. Like, it's just simple things. Like, why don't you cut the grass? You know, it is else. It's just going to grow again.
You know,
why don't you shave?
Right.
Well, I figured if God put it there for a reason, why am I going to wake up every single morning and whack it off just for it to grow back again? Like, it's simple things, and you're like,
then there you are still whacking it off, right?
because of what you said, because you told me I can't shave.
You know who else has it? Bobby Alloway.
Oh yeah,
Bobby's another guy that's got that attribute. Like,
and you think about all the names we've named, it's all been of that generation.
It is. Yeah, you don't meet a lot of young guys that have, and it's probably wisdom. You know, it comes
100%.
Comes with years.
Yeah.
While we've got you in sort of with Elia here, this is important, in sort of I don't want to say a weak moment, but you're willing to disclose, I guess, sort of your faults or weaknesses. We worked hard. Elia worked hard on something.
Let's close up on Josh's face right now.
Elia worked hard on something, and Phil didn't think it was appropriate
to
release it.
I want you to know,
to the public,
he's a better friend to you than you are to him.
Oh,
because we've produced a very offensive video.
I don't know if it's offensive. Is it? Maybe.
We dialed it back and both agreed not to publish it because he's a better friend to you than you are to him. I just want you to know that.
Well, I
sort of just need you. It's so good.
We can still publish it.
Don't dial it back.
Dude,
I just said you can't. I don't want anybody around me that has that has soft,
okay,
thick, thin
all
skin.
All the things you said tonight, all lean in the favor of releasing.
So I should have not said half the things I said.
Everything you said to this. So there would be no way after you, like if we release this immediately after, for you to be pissed off about it.
You're right.
Because it,
no matter what,
tracks exactly like.
Right.
I would sort of, I don't know that I would want you to publish it, but I would want you to be direct with me with something, you know, that like maybe was bothering you or like that, like was, yeah, I don't know if it's a fault. It's not necessarily a fault.
Is this like a montage of clips?
It's a flaw.
It's
one of your flaws.
Something I do. Is it a tick?
Do.
No, you don't have any ticks. It's like
something is it like wildly contradictory?
No, it's honestly not bad at all.
It's just really annoying.
It's just the
like it's really annoying.
It's just the volume of it.
Yeah.
I think you should
volume.
I think you need to trust me and trust Elia put a lot of work into this.
Too much.
Dude.
And just say, give me your blessing to release it.
I mean, dude,
there's never been any shame in my game, right? Like I'm always.
Well.
What?
I mean, you didn't wear Jinkos.
That was not my. That falls solely on them.
On the Viper Boys?
For not fucking showing up.
Okay.
They showed up and they had a presence there. I'd wear the Jinkos, dude. You know I'd wear the Jinkos.
Do I look stupid?
Yes.
Not
like regularly or in this video?
No.
In this video.
No, you don't. Not physically. You don't look. It's not like a.
Okay.
It's nothing physical.
It's just something I do.
Yeah, it's nothing physical.
Right?
No, you look good doing it.
Hey, you know me well enough to know.
I know you well enough to know that I would have just probably released it. I got cold feet on it. And Phil was like, he will like move back to Alabama if you release
it. Is it that bad?
I don't think so.
No. I think you could take it.
If I thought that it was that good of content, you know that I would have come to you and said, we need to release this if it was about you.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm telling you, it will be funny. And it's not detrimental to you or your reputation. Like it will be just like a one and done.
Oh yeah, like everything's been one and done.
We'll have a moratorium on this.
Okay.
I'll sign like I don't even make fun of you about it. Like
if Ellie has worked so hard on it, there's nothing. Again, after everything that I said, you cannot have thin skin and expect to have a productive relationship.
I don't think it'll offend you. I just don't want to turn this into let's weaponize Elia against each other for the
that's what
foreseeable future.
Elliot, it's what it'll be. But
I think he's right. I think we need to drop it.
Okay, we'll drop it.
What do you mean?
What?
To drop what?
The video.
Yes, drop it.
Yeah.
100% drop it.
Okay.
Yeah, drop it to scene.
Consider it dropped.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't not. I will take my own medicine. I can't preach one thing and then live by a different set of rules.
I think that's
what it
where
is.
you and I are very much aligned.
It just is what it is. Yeah. You got to take
I've taken some public losses, and it's been that same mentality. It's like
it is. You can't.
I guess.
Yes.
Just sort of roll with it. So it is what it is.
The other thing that we've talked about is it's got to hurt to learn from it.
Yeah. You're right, dude.
So whatever this thing is, I would assume it's going to hurt so much.
Doubt it.
I will learn from it.
No, it won't hurt that.
Doubt it.
It won't be that bad. It'll just be like a sparkler burn. It's not where it's just like, oh, more annoying than anything.
I'm so intrigued about what this is.
Dude, you will. So I know you, and I know how you would put entertainment value.
Yes.
And like the success of the podcast ahead of everything.
Yeah.
Which is why I know you would be on board with it.
Okay.
Because the production quality
is you sold
so
me.
good. Elia put it together and finished it like so well.
Is this a thing that Elia caught on to or you caught on to?
No, it was me.
I think everybody probably
knows it.
But to be honest with you, I think you sort of worked it out a little bit yourself. Like it's not prominent.
This must be something I used to say at the beginning or something like that. Hey, that's fine.
I don't think you'll.
When is this going to be dropped?
I mean, we could drop. Well, it has to obviously fall with this podcast. So
in the new year, the first week of the new year.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
I mean, there's been some. I don't have. I'm not worried about it.
No, you shouldn't be.
No.
It'll be, honestly, it's funny.
Just so you know, there is no moratorium on.
Oh, as far as
a retribution.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it just is what it is.
We shouldn't drop it. Start a war.
It's all right, dude. I'm okay. I'm okay with the retaliation.
Are we keeping this war on air and on air only?
It can be, obviously. Phil's got like a fucking force field.
You can't touch Phil.
Him. Untouchable. So we won't go there. But maybe that's a good way to kick off 2026. We need something new. That could be a new thing. I'm sure that.
Fuck with Phil?
No, between you and I. It takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. We've been I'm brutally honest with each other.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
I mean, I might start tightening it up a little bit if that's the case, but I mean, there's been times you could have snapped a pic of homeowner Josh on a weekend.
I do have one.
No low blows. No low blows.
No, that's definitely. There's. I mean, you got to have some privacy.
Yeah, you got to have a safe. You got to have a safe space. Yeah. Like those little fucking slide-ons you used to like to wear. That'd have been a great set of slide-ons to wear for the cord.
Which ones?
Those little mandals.
Shoes.
The little.
Oh, those are cool though. They got skulls on them.
The ones with the skulls. When you said, "Oh," you knew exactly what I was.
The ones with the skulls.
Yeah, the ones with the skull.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been great driving that cord.
Little heel toe in there.
All right,
it's like dancing like a ballerina.
Inside the studio is free game. Outside the studio, safe space.
Yeah.
All right, that's the best way to do it. We're about to be going to a wedding and wearing some stuff that we don't want probably nobody seeing us wear. Elia, this is amazing.
Good time, fellas.
I would.
Fun, man.
I think that we need to start making this a more regular thing for you being in the studio.
Sure.
Really, you make it. You make it easier. I feel like I can relax now.
We're gonna force you on here. I mean, you're an amazing media guy. You're also very good on camera. I know you do your own thing and you get some great stuff.
He's great fucking on camera.
And you're just fun to fucking hang out with too, dude. So like we're gonna force you to come on here more. And that might help actually break down the barrier with Chris. Chris, you're gonna make him come on.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tall order.
Do you think you can do it? Do you think your presence would help?
If your job depended on
maybe.
it, do you think you could?
Yes, absolutely, 100% yes.
He's gonna be fucking tied up.
Ain't nobody fucking with that. Grab him by the ear.
Oh, this was actually really good.
Yeah, been fun. I mean, I think that, in my opinion, we haven't talked about this in any great detail, but 2026, I mean, that's an area that I think would be fun to bring some more Roadstershop guys on here. Meet the team. There's some, amazing talent.
Yeah.
Sort of behind the scenes that would be great to.
John York's been on before.
Yeah.
We need to have John York on again. We got to have Phil Smunt on.
Yeah.
We got to have Mike O'Brien on.
Yes.
We'll pre-drink it beforehand. He'll have to have a couple in him before, then get on here. We need to have Kyle on.
Yep.
We need to have Chris Gray on.
The thing we got to work through is with the amount of talented guys and like great people we've got, it could be an entire season. Mm-hmm. So we need to have like a super episode or a few super episodes. I'd be curious some guys' input to, would that be something entertaining to hear? You've heard a lot from a lot of interesting people, celebrities, home builders, professional builders, you name it. How would you like to see that structured? Bring in some RS guys. Do you want to see it in just
It's a good question.
One long ass, a 4-hour podcast that we sort of break it up.
We just do round robin, or we do a different facility.
A revolving door. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Cycle them in. Tag team.
Put a fucking timer on and just roll through. It'd be interesting to see what the fans have to say about that. I'd like to hear what they have to say. And any other suggestions. This is, again, new year, man.
Right.
Guest suggestions would be great. I mean, but give us good guest suggestions. Like sometimes it's like my neighbor, he's into car stuff. He's got like a huge magazine collection. Well,
what kind of magazine?
Gives a fuck, right? Brett, give us somebody that's got that's.
Yeah, we've had some good ones. I mean, we've taken some recommendations.
There has been.
But that's what we're looking for. 2026. I want some more engagement. If you're listening to this and you're subscribed, dude, chime in. Let us know. I mean, we're all ears.
Yeah. West Coast trip coming up here soon.
Yes.
We're doing another remote run,
which will be fun.
Some new ones. We're going to be in the Southern California, LA area doing a couple of new ones. That'll be fun.
So we will mobilize, which Paul Sr. might be a good second round going down to him.
We've connected a couple of times. He's down to do another episode. Okay. We're just trying to figure out the logistics.
Let's go
down there would be great.
He's in Florida, right?
He is.
Like where, Daytona?
He's in Florida, the state of it.
Long state, big state.
It is long, not very wide, but long. He's somewhere in there. We'll see you again next week.